Today's episode ends here. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel to support me, so I have the motivation to continue. Ciao Nan, is the draft done yet? The client says they need it urgently. Can you finish it tonight? I'm working on it. It turns out Ciao Nan was just an ordinary office worker, breaking her back daily, selling herself to capitalism. Deadlines have been piling up lately, leaving Ciao Nan with no time to sleep. Fortunately, today's work was finished, so she could catch a few winks a bit earlier. As soon as she lay down, Ciao Nan sighed internally. I'm so tired. I wish I could turn into a salted fish and just roam around freely, so I wouldn't have to work this hard anymore. This was just a small wish of hers, but for some reason, after Ciao Nan fell asleep, a different scene appeared, startling her. Disciple Ding Nan, can you hear me calling? Why are you meditating in this posture? Is this competition that important? Ciao Nan was groggy in her sleep, but was suddenly awakened by this voice. Where is this? I was clearly in bed, getting ready to sleep, just now. Could it be that my wish came true? Have I actually transmigrated? Ciao Nan was so scared she froze. It turns out heaven heard her plea earlier. Moreover, he gave her a new life under the identity of a Chingu Tian disciple named Lu Ding Nan. Needless to say, she was incredibly shocked, switching lives just like that without a heads up. What am I supposed to do in this world now? It seems there's no instruction manual for me either. Ignoring Ding Nan's bewildered and frightened face, her master could only gently comfort her. Ding Nan, my child, actually, you don't need to worry so much. You joined the sect later than everyone else. Your cultivation isn't high, and your rank is among the lowest. So this time, the 8 great palaces of the Xianfu Jingshan sect are only selecting the elite. Our Chingu Tian is just participating for the sake of presence. Winning or losing doesn't matter, so you don't need to worry that much. The more Ding Nan listened, the more her ears rang. She clearly just intended to sleep, yet somehow she is transmigrated. And now she's become the disciple of this handsome guy. This is truly too surreal. Not caring what Ding Nan was thinking, her master started rambling on again. The ancestor has been in seclusion at Mount Sansheng for 500 years, and finally, today, there is a chance for him to come out. Our immortal abode is a major sect in the righteous cultivation world, so encountering such a momentous event isn't just an honor for the Xianfu Jingshan sect, but everyone in the cultivation world feels incredibly honored. Well, that does sound a bit attractive. Ding Nan's eyes lit up. But master, is this ancestor an easygoing person? Rest assured about that, my disciple. The ancestor's Taoist title is Tu Ta, and his seniority is extremely high. Although I have never met the ancestor, just hearing his title suggests he is a generous and benevolent person. That's good then. Ding Nan breathed a sigh of relief. So, Ding Nan and her master quickly arrived at the competition venue. Since Ding Nan was no longer an ordinary person, traveling on clouds was much faster. As soon as they arrived, Ding Nan was shocked to the point of fainting. Why are they all female cultivators? Is this ancestor an emperor? Why does it look like a concubine selection? Even an idol audition wouldn't have this many women. Is everything really all right? A group of female cultivators were gathering and chatting happily when Ding Nan suddenly appeared. Naturally, she made an impression on them. One of them, Mu Huasheng, the granddaughter of the Xianfu Jingshan sect leader, spoke up and asked, "Which branch does this junior sister belong to? Why have I never seen her face before?" Before they could wonder for long, Ding Nan's master quickly spoke up to introduce her. Reporting to senior sister, this is Ding Nan, my disciple. He thought Ding Nan's friendly face would gain their trust, but things didn't go that way. Oh, so she's just a junior sister, and a martial niece at that. How incredibly lowly. Everyone mocked Ding Nan's lowly status. They thought she wasn't worthy of participating in this competition. But that was fair enough. Ding Nan was only here out of duty and responsibility. She wasn't chosen for this, so why should she feel ashamed? So Ding Nan decided to ignore all the mockery from that group and walked into the competition with her master. She thought this was just a normal competition. Yet for some reason, even the sect leader of the Xianfu Jingshan sect appeared this time. Normally, he isn't seen at big events, but this time he showed up for the selection. Could this event be that important? According to the previously announced rules, today they would officially select 100 people from all the disciples to serve the ancestor, also known as Dao Lord Tu Ta. Ding Nan didn't understand why she got dragged into this matter too. At first, they said she was just participating for the sake of presence. Why was she selected now? She was truly speechless. No one ever asked Ding Nan if she wanted to or not. Clearly, they said at the start it was just for fun. Now, in the blink of an eye, she's being sent to the ancestor's place. What a joke. The palace of Mount Sansheng quickly appeared before her eyes. This place didn't seem very bright. It wasn't just Ding Nan who felt this way. The other female cultivators accompanying her also felt uneasy. This Mount Sansheng has been sealed for 500 years. I didn't expect it to be this gloomy inside, right? Does everyone feel it's a bit creepy inside? Another person added. It feels like some bizarre movie is waiting for us ahead. What about those chains outside the mountain? Are they suppressing something? Before that question could be answered, another mystery appeared. Both sides of the path were now filled with sun moon yudum flowers looking incredibly mysterious. It was truly impossible to explain why there were so many of them. Before Ding Nan could understand what was happening, a sound transmitted over. Since this is a cultivation world, sound travels through space very easily. How convenient. In the echoing sound Ding Nan heard, there were faint instructions from the seniors. That was to find a way to get the ancestor's attention. Whoever could do that would be heavily rewarded. The ancestor was not an ordinary person, so the female cultivators were compelled to serve him with their utmost effort. One thing to note is not to make the ancestor angry. Otherwise, the consequences will be unavoidable. If there are any questions regarding the ancestor, do not resolve them yourselves. Report to the seniors immediately if you don't want to lose your life. What is this about? Ding Nan felt incredibly confused. Clearly, her master had told her earlier that the ancestor had great seniority and was thus extremely benevolent. Why has he become so terrifying now, as if her life could be threatened at any moment? If the ancestor is such a dangerous person, why not find the Buddha or someone more powerful to suppress him? Ding Nan thought to herself, why send this bunch of bone spirits and sand demons here? Could it be that beauty and cuteness can calm his anger? It's truly hard to understand. Just then, a strong wind quickly blew out, making everyone feel terrified. Ding Nan stood still, but was cut to the point of bleeding by it. It was truly too dangerous. This seemed to be a daily occurrence, apparently. As soon as the wind picked up, the seniors immediately bowed their heads to admit their guilt. They knew the ancestor was angry. One of the obedient seniors immediately offered something up, bowing while speaking respectfully. Senior uncle, 500 years ago, shortly after you went into seclusion, my master also passed away. Before my master died, he left a letter for you, senior uncle. Today, I hope to transmit it to you on his behalf. The group of female cultivators truly didn't understand what was happening. Clearly, just a strong wind had already injured people. So should they really go inside to pay respects to the ancestor? Of course we should, someone quickly spoke up. But before this group of female cultivators could enter, the person from earlier walked out, battered and bruised, with a black eye that terrified anyone looking at it. Listen to me clearly. The ancestor has come out of seclusion and does not want to be disturbed by others. Now, the female disciples serving the ancestor will stay, while the others who have no business here must disperse immediately. Otherwise, things won't end well. As soon as he finished speaking, that senior quickly vanished, leaving the group of female cultivators to be received by a snake. Knowing that this group had come to serve the ancestor, the giant snake quickly led them inside. If the outside was scary, the inside was 10 times worse. The atmosphere was gloomy, and the walls were stained with patches of both fresh and old blood. It was enough to scare people out of their wits. When they finally saw the ancestor, he showed no reaction, but simply whispered coldly, "You act so boldly, daring to do that here. You are truly tired of living." Then he coldly approached a female cultivator and acted upon her neck very gently. She immediately ascended to heaven right before everyone's shocked and horrified eyes. This person is clearly not junior sister Yinlin, who dares to have the audacity to intrude in here. Needless to say, Ding Nan was terrified. Her face turned pale, drained of all blood, upon seeing someone eliminated right in front of her. Oh my God, let me go home. Why is human life so cheap here? I'm so scared. Could the next person be me? Ding Nan's prediction was spot on. Right after her thought ended, the ancestor stepped up beside her. Then he stared at her with eyes that couldn't be more vicious, scaring the soul out of Ding Nan. Oh my God, I haven't even done anything yet. Why has the ancestor targeted me already? I only accidentally transmigrated here. Am I just going to lose my life like this? Actually, the ancestor had detected something amiss about Ding Nan, so he wanted to test it. But for some reason, the moment he touched Ding Nan's body, the ancestor's head began to ache terribly, as if it were about to explode. It was truly unbearable. Thus, he quickly chased everyone out in a fit of rage. Ding Nan escaped death because of that. Truly so lucky. But this guy is really out of control. He just goes mad whenever he pleases, without even asking for the opinions of those around him once. He really has an incurable mental illness. She cursed him like that, but deep down, Ding Nan was actually very glad. Thanks to him going mad, she managed to escape. Otherwise, she probably would have ascended to heaven long ago. Just as she was breathing a sigh of relief, those female cultivators went crazy again, taking turns proposing ideas that Ding Nan found extremely annoying. Hey sisters, if the sect leader wants us to serve the ancestor, then we have no choice but to stay here. Let's find a place to rest for now, and we can figure out the rest later. But senior sister, it seems the ancestor doesn't want us by his side to serve him at all. Van Tich Noyet voiced her objection. It was obvious how angry he was just now, which means he doesn't like us at all. So what are we doing staying here? I fear it will only be a waste of effort. You certainly have a way with words, Van Tich Noyet. Why do you always want to psychologically manipulate everyone? Can't you just let me arrange things? I'm manipulating everyone. Van Tich Noyet sneered and continued. Everyone clearly saw how that junior sister died just now. Who among us wants to be the next one? Only a crazy person would stay. That woman obviously wasn't junior sister Yin Lin. You saw it too earlier. It's possible the ancestor saw through her disguise, so he sent her off early to eliminate future trouble. So, opinions were tossed back and forth without resolving anything, and a riot broke out between the two factions. It really is troublesome. Clearly, Master told me originally that this was cultivation. Yet for some reason, just because of a trivial matter like a toenail, it has turned into a harem intrigue. And to top it off, it's a battle of tongues too. I really am speechless. So, Ding Nan couldn't stand the scene anymore and just looked for a way to escape. Staying here to watch would likely result in losing her life before long. Initially, Ding Nan only intended to hide for a little while, but somehow she was gone for too long. When she returned, everyone had already left. There wasn't a single soul remaining. Well, that's fine, Ding Nan thought to herself. If they're all gone, I'm even more free. After all, I'm not from this world. Who knows? Maybe if I die, I can return to the present. After saying that, Ding Nan continued on to find milk tea to drink, considering it a way to resolve her sadness and worry. At this moment, the ancestor had also calmed his anger. He and his pet, the giant snake from earlier, were leisurely taking a stroll. He confided as he walked. I'm sure those people just now knew what I came here to do, but I didn't expect them to be quite so audacious. But it doesn't matter. I will see just how big the guts of these people are. Truly, ask and you shall receive. Just as the ancestor said he wanted to test these bold people, he immediately encountered Ding Nan sleeping soundly right in front of him. Oh my heavens, Ding Nan really was too bold. Not only was she blatantly sleeping in broad daylight, but she had also prepared refreshments for herself with her own hands. It really left one speechless. The ancestor had originally figured Ding Nan was a demonic creature from the outside that had infiltrated, but for some reason, he couldn't bring himself to take her life earlier. Thinking back on it now, this was also good. Whether she was a demonic creature or from the Xianfu Jingshan sect, it didn't matter to the ancestor. He would just wait and see what this brat could do. Perhaps seeing the destruction of the Xianfu Jingshan sect would be much more pleasing to the eye. Those demonic cultivators were often not even a fraction as bad. Touchwood, everything had been fine since that day. In a flash, Ding Nan had survived here for several days. It really was awesome. Thinking about it, things being like this was actually quite good. The scenery here was sentimental and poetic, and with food and drink always laid out like this, what more could one ask for? Plus, I don't have to go to work, and I'm not under pressure for money, so it's comfortable. I just have to be a little careful to protect my life. Because she was so idle, Ding Nan couldn't sleep early, so she wandered around the grounds to admire the scenery. Unexpectedly, at night, the flowers and leaves of the sun and moon also changed colors. It truly was a bit too special. Just as she was captivated by the flowers on the roadside, Ding Nan heard a noise. It turned out there was someone else who couldn't sleep and had come here to admire the flowers just like her. However, this younger sister seemed to lack a sense of propriety. The flowers were blooming so beautifully. Why did she pluck them? Dingnan originally intended to go over and see what was happening. But suddenly, she was horrified to discover that standing right behind the younger sister now was the ancestor, and he had witnessed her entire action just now. This time, she was truly beyond saving. She would surely be sent to meet her maker. And Dingnan guessed correctly. With just a slight wave of his hand, the younger sister's head was severed from her neck instantly. It was truly extremely horrific. Dingnan witnessed the entire scene and felt incredibly nauseous. Dingnan really couldn't understand why there was such a cruel person in this world. Now, she absolutely must not let the ancestor know she was present, or she would surely be the next one. So, Dingnan quickly returned to her room. She reassured herself that she must not casually go out in the future, nor should she wander around touching the ancestor's things. Otherwise, the outcome would be hard to predict. After returning to her room, Dingnan quickly fell asleep. She didn't know that the ancestor's pet had found its way to her bedside. At first, Dingnan thought it was her pet dog. When she opened her eyes, she was shocked to realize it was indeed a pet, but it was the ancestor's pet. Immediately, Dingnan knelt down and begged, "Brother Snake, I beg you, can you eat a little more sparingly? Just eat one person a day. That's enough to be full. If you eat 3 people a day, you'll probably shrink in the future." But strangely, the snake didn't touch her at all. Instead, it stared intently at the cup of water she had left on the table. It turned out it liked her bamboo tube and wanted to come ask for a taste, harboring no bad intentions. Dingnan wasn't a stingy person, and besides, she had taken this bamboo tube from the Chinquan bag she brought with her, so sharing a little with this poor snake was fine. Fortunately, the snake was quite well behaved. After Dingnan gave it the bamboo tube to drink from, it didn't cause any trouble. It was truly quite righteous. It's just that this snake is the ancestor's pet, so it's a bit scary. But in terms of personality, it's a lot like my pet dog at home, Dingnan thought to herself. She thought everything had been resolved, but somehow the ancestor investigated and found out that the group of female cultivators had a problem. So, without a moment's hesitation, right in the middle of the night, he dragged the female cultivators up for interrogation. "Speak quickly. What purpose were you sent here for?" Initially, of course, everyone said they came here to serve the ancestor. But naturally, how could a venomous snake like him easily trust that? So, the ancestor quickly used a truth spell, making it impossible for this group to utter a single lie. "Actually, I came here to become a concubine for the ancestor. As long as I give birth to a child carrying the blood of the Sima family, the bloodline of the Fengshuang clan will be prolonged. That way, we can take the ancestor's life, resolving all the great calamities that need to be avoided for the Xianfu Jingshan sect in the future. Our Van family can then openly and legitimately ascend the throne, and no one will be able to suspect anything anymore." Oh, so that's how it is? The ancestor was indeed slightly surprised. "So many years have passed, yet your genealogy still uses such old tricks to lure me in? You really make me exclaim in awe. All right then, since we're here, I'll inform you all as well for convenience," the ancestor continued. "The Sima family has only me left. If I lose my life, the Xianfu Jingshan sect will disappear along with me. When that time comes, whether you're palace masters or branch masters, you will all have to follow me. There will be no exceptions. Is that clear?" It was unclear what the situation was behind the scenes. But at this moment in the mortal world, Tich Noyet's soul lamp had gone out, meaning the girl's soul had shattered. This was truly a major incident, not a joke. This guy is truly a mentally ill maniac. Over the years, how many female cultivators have we sent to serve him? The result is we've lost more than half. This matter is truly threatening our Van family. What should we do next? Worry as they might, the heads of the Van family couldn't really do anything else. He still hadn't recovered, so he couldn't leave that place. So how could they attack him? It was feared that only cowardly people would do such things. Well, let's just wait and see for now. I don't know what else this demon can do. At this time, Dingnan inside the mountain wasn't faring much better. While sleeping, she suddenly felt severe abdominal pain for some unknown reason. If it was a stomach ache like this, it would usually be her monthly visitor coming to call, but Dingnan didn't feel anything like that. It definitely wasn't that. Blood wasn't flowing from that place, but was flowing from her mouth, causing Dingnan to gradually fade away from the pain. Fortunately, the ancestor's pet came to visit her in time. Seeing that scene, it goes without saying how panicked it was. Immediately, it wittily went to call its master. Only the ancestor could save Ding Nan at this moment. So, the ancestor was immediately invited over. At a glance, he knew Ding Nan had been poisoned by the demon realm, truly trying to teach a fish how to swim. So, the ancestor immediately used his own blood to save Ding Nan, an act that shocked even his pet. However, it seemed this Ding Nan was a bit excessive. Initially, just a little blood would have been enough. Yet for some reason, she kept continuously sucking the ancestor's blood, surprising even a cruel person like him. The ancestor really didn't understand why this person was so bold, but well, he had to question her clearly anyway. So, the ancestor just let this person suck a little more of his blood. Strangely enough, Ding Nan had sucked quite a fair amount of the ancestor's blood, but she still hadn't woken up. This made the ancestor start to suspect even more. Why is she still motionless after drinking so much of my blood? Could it be that I can't even resolve such a tiny bit of magic? Indeed, at first, the ancestor's blood had no effect on Ding Nan. She still felt very cold, as if she were about to ascend to heaven. But afterwards, Ding Nan started to feel better, and her stomach was no longer uncomfortable like before. Finally, she was able to sleep soundly. It really was great. Seeing her sleep so soundly, the ancestor found it incredibly eyesore. Does she dare make me wait and then roll over and sleep like that? So, the demon realm played all sorts of tricks, intentionally wanting to send this useless thing in here with me? Truly too cheap. Initially, the ancestor didn't notice anything strange, but the more he thought about it, the more he felt something wasn't right. This woman is truly not simple at all. She is completely different from those lowly maids out there. Not once has she come before me to beg like the others. Furthermore, she spends all day hanging around this stupid snake for companionship. Perhaps today's play was also intentionally arranged by her to create a scene. If that's true, her methods aren't bad at all. Her deep scheming combined with this lovely face, it really is a perfect trap. Just as the ancestor was immersed in looking at Ding Nan's face, she suddenly woke up, startling even someone as naturally cruel as him. Ding Nan didn't need to say it. One could know how terrified she was. Initially, it was just because she was too worried and in pain that she had fallen asleep. Who would have thought? When she woke up, the ancestor was sitting right next to her. Even a god would panic, let alone her. Seeing her awake, the ancestor didn't beat around the bush and went straight to the point. All right, confess immediately what you came here for. Don't make me use force. Of course, this disciple came here to serve the ancestor. Ding Nan immediately replied with a tone that couldn't be more urgent. But naturally, the ancestor didn't even need to hear it to guess the answer was incredibly fake. So he immediately applied a truth spell on her. Instantly, Ding Nan's attitude changed dizzyingly fast. She now replied cheerfully, I just came here to adjust my rest schedule, relax my soul a bit. Who has the free time to serve the ancestor? Ding Nan innocently spoke the whole truth. By the time she realized it, it was too late. She didn't understand why she said that either. Surely this guy played a trick on her no one else could have. Oh, so it turns out you're enjoying yourself that much? The more the ancestor listened, the angrier he felt. The old geezers of the Xianfu Jingxin sect are terrified to come to my place. Even if you are from the demon realm, at least have a somewhat normal brain. How could you think of coming here to relax? Are you tired of living? Do you want me to take your life? I don't want to. The more Ding Nan spoke, the more suffocated she felt. The ancestor was squeezing her neck tightly while speaking, making Ding Nan feel extremely uncomfortable. She didn't understand why the ancestor wanted to take her life when she hadn't done anything to him. Bad luck for you. I never need a reason to kill, nor do I need a grudge. As long as you're an eyesore to me, you'll log out immediately. No reason needed. I want to take your life right now. What do you think? Ding Nan wanted to resist, but didn't know how. Is the cultivation world really this cruel? Is human life so cheap? Ding Nan naturally wanted to live, but for some reason, she couldn't say anything proper, as if some force behind her was manipulating her. Oh my God, when will I be able to fix this error of turning lies into truth? Good heavens, I don't want to die at this guy's hands. I still love life too much. Myself, please lie just this once. Save yourself before this guy takes your life, please. No matter how hard Ding Nan tried, she couldn't lie. Of course, because he had used the truth spell on her, she couldn't lie even if she wanted to. But luckily, this guy completely abandoned the intention to kill her. He didn't bother taking her life anymore. This really shocked Ding Nan. This guy is acting crazy again. Why does his attitude change constantly like a pinwheel? The ancestor wouldn't take Ding Nan's life, but he wanted her to come serve him starting tomorrow. Needless to say, Ding Nan was shocked. Why me? Can I refuse this job? She asked, but actually, Ding Nan knew clearly that she couldn't refuse this matter. In a flash, several days had passed. The female cultivators near the ancestor began to feel worried. "Hey, Martial Ant, I don't want to go see the ancestor anymore." Hearing this, Ma Coach-tan turned around and asked loudly, "Why don't you want to go? Clearly, you wanted to serve the ancestor before. Why have you changed your mind now?" "I don't want to anymore, Martial Ant. I truly feel very afraid." Saying this, the youngest female cultivator in the group knelt before Ma Coach-tan and then sobbed loudly. "Martial Ant, has the ancestor been possessed by a demon? Why is he slaughtering so many of our inner sect disciples? He might even kill you, Martial Ant, and he could kill me too. I'm really scared. I don't want to continue this job anymore, Martial Ant." Ma Coach-tan was initially very gentle, but after hearing these confidences, she felt extremely angry. "Is there anyone else like her? Get lost, all of you. With guts as small as crickets like yours, how can you serve the ancestor properly? You can't even handle a little challenge. How will you ever catch the ancestor's eye in the future?" Realizing their Martial Ant was gradually losing control, the group ran away without looking back. Ma Coach-tan knew clearly that she was the one chosen by the sect leader, truly unlike that bunch of vulgar commoners. Only she knew the ancestor was of the Feng Shuang clan bloodline, knew the taboos of the day he was born, and knew the pain and suffering he was enduring. Now, that even Van Tich Noyet had ascended to the heavens, perhaps the ancestor was still paying attention to her, so she had to do something truly special. So Coach-tan immediately ran to the ancestor's place, bowing repeatedly and speaking loudly. "This disciple is here to serve the ancestor. Please accept this disciple." Ding Nan was also present. Seeing how Coach-tan bowed from afar, she felt extremely impressed. "Oh my god, this sister is truly brave. I just wish to stay away from that guy as long as possible. Yet this sister voluntarily comes to hand over her life. Truly hard to put into words. But having such abnormal psychological qualities, yet being elected as the leader, the path to enlightenment is indeed still far." After a while of unsuccessful begging, Coach-tan gave up to rest a bit. Yet somehow, her eyes immediately spotted Ding Nan. Truly fate. Well, Ding Nan didn't want to say much to Coach-tan. It's better not to say too much to people with unstable minds like that, and better to just do her own duty well. Seeing Ding Nan walk to the ancestor's place and gently knock on the door, Coach-tan sneered and spoke loudly. "Good heavens, what kind of place do you think this is that you dare to be so casual? Do you think that door will open just because you knock? Well, what else am I supposed to do?" Ding Nan started to feel like a big question mark. Clearly, the ancestor told her to come here to serve him, but the door wouldn't open, and he hadn't issued an employee badge either. Was she supposed to fly in? This guy is truly speechless. Ding Nan thought to herself. She didn't have to wait long. The door immediately opened before her eyes. Truly magical. Even Coach-tan had a gape in surprise. "Damn it, I am the one the ancestor values. On what basis does she get to walk right in there while I've been sitting here waiting since morning? If she can enter, then why can't I?" So Coach-tan immediately rushed inside, following Ding Nan's steps. But she could never have guessed that she would follow her ancestors from that moment, officially logging out of this world. Ding Nan was extremely shocked to learn that Coach-tan had disappeared. Did she go to claim her lunchbox already? That's right, baby. The ancestor immediately appeared afterwards and spoke sincerely. "That brat has logged out. Do you want to know the reason why I killed her? Let me tell you, baby. The people I killed in the past mostly carried stupid thoughts and were also incredibly greedy, looking very eyesore. So naturally, I had to send them to heaven early. But the person just now was a bit different. She didn't have stupid thoughts nor any greed. She was merely a specially raised puppet. She didn't know what she had herself. For such people, I truly don't have a shred of interest. Killing those with greedy minds is, after all, more interesting. But it's just that she was too noisy today, making me feel annoyed to the point I couldn't stand it. So I made her be silent for a while." The ancestor walked while confiding in a tone that couldn't be gentler, causing Ding Nan to become suspicious. Where did the ancestor get the interest to talk to me today? He even personally came down here to pick me up. Could he be that friendly? No, this must be an illusion. It can't be wrong. I don't know if this guy is friendly or not, but he also forced Ding Nan to climb a whole 22 flights of stairs, making her so tired she wanted to faint. Damn it, if I have to climb anymore, I'll probably log out before he even lays a hand on me. It turned out the ancestor wanted to lead Ding Nan to a place today. This was also the location for her to start her job. In front of Ding Nan now was a burning lotus flower, but it seemed something wasn't right. The lotus flower had been burned by fire for so long yet remained intact, without a single scratch. It truly made people gasp. But anyway, this place wasn't normal peer, closed connection, without sending complete message body. Suddenly, a wave of intense heat washed over Ding Nan, but it wasn't painful. Instead, it felt invigorating, seeping into her meridians and awakening dormant spiritual energy within her. This is the Heartfire Lotus, baby, the ancestor explained with a smile. It has guarded this chamber for millennia, burning away falsehoods and impurities. Only those worthy can approach it without perishing. Ding Nan stared in awe, her earlier fatigue forgotten. Could this be the reason he brought her here? Her job couldn't be just cleaning. It had to involve this miraculous flame. Your task is simple yet profound, the ancestor continued. You will meditate before it daily, channeling its fire to refine your demon essence into something pure. I will guide you personally. Ding Nan's heart raced. Refine her demon essence? She was no saint. Her thoughts were full of schemes. But ancestor, what if it burns me? I'm not sure I'm worthy. That's for the lotus to decide, baby, he replied, his eyes gleaming. Unlike those puppets outside, you spoke truth under my spell. That honesty amuses me. Now begin. Hesitantly, Ding Nan sat cross-legged before the lotus. As she closed her eyes and circulated her chi, the flames leaped toward her, wrapping around her body like silken threads. Pain and pleasure intertwined. Impurities poured out of her pores as black smoke, but a profound clarity filled her mind. The ancestor watched intently, nodding in approval. Excellent, he murmured. You're progressing faster than expected. This lotus recognizes your potential. Tonight, we'll deepen the connection. Ding Nan opened her eyes, feeling reborn. The suffocating truth spell seemed distant now. Power surged through her veins. But what did he mean by deepen the connection? Rest now, baby, the ancestor said softly, helping her up. Tomorrow, your true service to me begins. Survive this, and you'll never want to leave. Damn it. The more Ding Nan listened, the more annoyed she got. Truly the ancestor's fire. Even its way of speaking shows brain damage. It's really speechless. Haven't you been here for 500 years? That's probably why your illness hasn't improved, but got worse. Ding Nan was so angry, she poured water on the fire while speaking, making it scream in pain. In panic, the little flame shouted back loudly, "Hey woman, if you dare pour water on me again, I will never forgive you. Wait until the day I recover. I will definitely turn you into ashes. Then I'll scatter your remains in front of that bastard to see if you two can still be happy together." Perhaps due to anger, the flame couldn't control its words, and coincidentally, the ancestor returned just then and heard everything. This time it's definitely done for. Truly hard to say otherwise. Just as the result was predicted beforehand, the ancestor was truly angry. He simply waved his hand, and the lotus petals of his flame fell off almost completely, causing it to scream in agony. Is he blind? Ding Nan thought to herself. Clearly I just poured water on it, and now he's smashed it to pieces like that. This guy is truly speechless. Why is there someone who appears and disappears like a ghost? The flame initially felt immense pain, but after thinking it through, he made a different decision. If he couldn't escape, he might as well combine forces with that man's woman to do something big. Let me tell you, little girl, don't worry about that hateful ancestor anymore. How about you come here and pull me out? I have many treasures I can share with you. My destiny was not to be born a slave, so how could I be subdued by him? Do you see these petals? They look harmless, but they're all treasures. One petal is worth 1,000 years of cultivation. If you agree to stay and help me, I won't treat you badly. Every time the flowers bloom, I'll give you 20 flowers. Aren't I very generous? Why would I need to combine with him? That's too tiring, Ding Nan thought to herself. I just need to pick up the petals the ancestor threw away earlier. Who knows when it will bloom again? Seeing Ding Nan had no reaction, the flame continued to persuade. Woman, listen to me, okay? If you help me, I'll give you more than you can imagine. Besides that guy, only I can pick the flowers. Compared to following him, I'm much safer, don't you think? Enough. You don't need to seduce me, Ding Nan sneered. Now that my flower watering task is done, I can probably take a quick nap, right? Regardless of what the flame nagged about, Ding Nan didn't care. Besides, Brother Snake had arrived, so she had better follow this snake. Ding Nan kept thinking Brother Snake wanted to drink water from the bamboo tube, which was why he came here. But seeing that she also wanted to get off work, she took the initiative to ask Brother Snake if he could help her. Luckily, he didn't say anything, but directly led her away. Wait, I can get off work already? This job is admittedly quite leisurely, isn't it? Ding Nan kept following Brother Snake without knowing where she was going, until she was led into a bathroom, at which point she started to question things. Hey brother, I only asked when I could get off work. Why did you lead me to a bathroom for no reason? This company is admittedly strange. Do I get taken for a bath right after finishing work? At first, Ding Nan just thought this was a normal bathroom, but who would have guessed? It turned out to be the ancestor's bathroom. I'm definitely done for this time. This scheming snake. A snake is a snake by nature forever. How could it be so cruel? Are you planning to harm your teammate? I haven't been here long. Why are you so evil? Ding Nan was planning to run away when the ancestor saw her. This time it was truly pulling the plug, no debate about it. Knowing she couldn't escape, Ding Nan immediately bowed her head before the ancestor and spoke in the most apologetic tone possible. Ancestor, please forgive this disciple. This disciple didn't intend to disturb you while you were resting. It's just that I finished watering the flowers and really wanted to know when I could get off work. So I asked Brother Snake. Who would have thought Brother Snake would bring me all the way here? Contrary to Ding Nan's worry, the ancestor wasn't angry at all and happily let her get off work. It was truly strange, but Ding Nan didn't think that deeply about it. Whether he was not angry or just a little angry didn't matter. She didn't care, as long as she kept her life to return home. Whatever else happened was fine. Within just a few days, Ding Nan got used to the new job. Her co-worker, Brother Snake, was very friendly and, moreover, a man of few words, which was great. The boss rarely visited, so the work wasn't restrictive. Although the object of her work had a bit of an attitude and liked to breathe fire, fortunately, it was easy to deal with. Just a pot of water was enough to silence him, without wasting too much effort. This job was generally much more leisurely, compared to wearing out a chair, chasing deadlines. This work was obviously more enjoyable, right? Ding Nan didn't even need to worry about a place to sleep. She could just move in here. Tomorrow she could continue work without traveling far. Ding Nan thought she was very smart until she discovered truth. Wait, this place isn't okay at all. It's clearly a bit too hot. Opening the window didn't make it cooler. With so much hot air blowing in, how could she sleep? Oh heavens, my beauty. Sweating this much, I'll probably grow pimples soon. The flame nearby saw this and felt very gloatful. Serves you right. Why do you keep spraying water on me all day? Ah, but Ding Nan, it seems there's something you don't know. Today is the new moon. It's been 500 years since Mount Sansheng had a new moon. What does a new moon have to do with me? Xingyan Wunda. This damn place is so weird. A new moon only appearing once every 500 years, as if it's something rare. Ding Nan was lost in thought when she suddenly felt a chill. Wait, why did the temperature suddenly drop so low? It turned out the ancestor had appeared. This guy was like a walking iceberg. Wherever he went, that place turned freezing. As soon as the ancestor arrived, he interacted with the small flame, making Ding Nan so scared she curled up. What is he planning now? Why do I always have to witness him doing evil things? No, I can't watch such unconscionable scenes anymore. I must go to sleep immediately. But in her drowsy dream, Ding Nan seemed to smell something extremely fragrant. So fragrant, she couldn't pretend to sleep anymore. It turned out the ancestor had long discovered she was feigning sleep. He picked a burning lotus flower nearby and brought it close for her to smell. You think this is a lotus flower, right? The ancestor spoke calmly. But you are mistaken. This is the Phoenix Mountain blood condensation flower. Do you know what its effect is? If you knew, you would probably be very surprised. That is correct. You are quite smart. The ancestor spoke while stroking the petal, making Ding Nan feel terrified. But did you know, if you eat it without combining it with my blood, just a small petal is enough to make your body explode into a bloody flower? Oh my God! Ding Nan immediately recited a prayer upon hearing this. Luckily, I haven't eaten it yet. My laziness saved my life. Otherwise, I would have turned into a blood flower long ago. Why didn't anyone tell me about this? Today, the ancestor didn't come to take her life, but only wanted to give her this flower, which made her even more annoyed. Damn it, even if you give me this, I can't eat it. Giving me a chest of gold without the key, you're truly just toying with me. The ancestor knew for sure Ding Nan was cursing him silently, so after giving her the lotus, he didn't leave immediately but smiled eerily, then calmly said, "Do you find me very pleasant to talk to today? Try to guess the reason why." Why what? Ding Nan started to feel uncomfortable because the ancestor kept tightly gripping her neck. Is it because I'm about to ascend to heaven, so you're treating me a bit gently? Ah, so I'm about to sleep forever. Is that why he came here? In Ding Nan's mind, it was already determined that today was the last day she would breathe. The funeral arrangements were seemingly ready, yet for some reason, the ancestor didn't kill her immediately. What was he waiting for? It turned out an army of female cultivators was already waiting outside, just waiting for the moment the ancestor let his guard down to rush in. And indeed, they almost succeeded. But the ancestor's ability was still too excellent, so they couldn't withstand him. Why can't we defeat you? The leader of the army felt extremely frustrated. Clearly today is the new moon. Rumor has it this is the day you are weakest. So why can we still not take you down? You didn't guess wrong, nor were you deceived. I have been imprisoned here for 500 years, my cultivation suppressed, enduring brutal torture daily, to the point where sometimes I couldn't bear it. Tonight is the first new moon night, and also when I am weakest. You all should try a little harder. If you miss tonight, you won't have another chance. What is he saying? This guy is truly sick. This is the first time I've heard someone reveal their own weakness to others. And to people who want to kill him, no less. This guy is definitely insane. He must have a problem. Thus, the group of female cultivators held nothing back. If they couldn't kill him today, there would be no other chance, so they had to give it their all. Ding Nan was truly too unlucky. Initially, she just couldn't sleep because of the heat, but now it had turned into buffaloes fighting and flies dying. Truly luckless beyond words. But in reality, it was very unlucky for that group of female cultivators. Before they could destroy the ancestor, they were beaten, battered by him. Bad luck indeed. This time there was truly no strength left to resist, being beaten into such a sorry state. What else could they do? But it's truly strange. Clearly today is the new moon, yet your vital energy isn't damaged, and you aren't affected by the new moon. You wanted to lure us out here, didn't you? You wanted to kill us with your own hands? At first, I thought you didn't detect us, but it seems I was wrong. You took precautions against us long ago, which is why you staged this play, meaning we are just sacrificial pawns, truly not worthy of being your opponents. You are wrong to think that. The ancestor smiled and replied, "It is true that today my vitality is damaged, and the new moon affects me greatly. Today is indeed the day I feel weakest. But even if I am this weak, you still cannot defeat me. Isn't it your fault for being too incompetent? People like you want to compete with me? Truly overestimating yourselves." Saying so, but blood is spurting from his mouth. Ding Nan watched from the side, feeling pained. But what is this to me? That year, I seem to have killed all the elders and the master of the Gung, Chun, immortal abode. Now someone like you wants to take my life? Don't be too confident. Of course I want to take your life. The female cultivator replied with all her strength. This is my master's sword. It is called the Moonflower Sword. We inherited this sword from the Moonflower Palace, with no precedent of change. That year you killed my master. How could I not want revenge? Your Sima clan was sent to meet the king of hell long ago. Letting you live until this moment is already too merciful. And this time, those female cultivators truly succeeded. One of the leaders slashed the ancestor's neck, causing his blood to spurt endlessly. It looked very unstable. Seeing Ding Nan, that group recognized her immediately. You are a disciple of Qing Gu Tian. Your master must call me Martial Granddad. Sima Xiao has no strength to resist now, and neither do we. The only one with strength now is you. So hurry up and send him to heaven. Just use his blood mixed with the blood-congealing flower in this maple mountain, and you will immediately possess profound cultivation. Everyone will be grateful to you forever. As long as he logs out, we will have a comfortable life. Ding Nan truly didn't know what to do at this moment. Both sides were heavily injured. Whose word should she follow? Although blood flowed endlessly from the ancestor, he looked at Ding Nan with incredibly pleading eyes and begged, "Hurry up and kill me. Take my life away." Hearing this request from the ancestor, Ding Nan was bewildered. Is this guy injured to the point of delirium? Does he know what he is saying? At first, Ding Nan thought he was crazy and mentally unstable. But calming down a bit and looking where the ancestor was pointing, Ding Nan suddenly realized. I understand. He is lying on a pile of wood, so his back is being poked, right? That really is uncomfortable. Looks like I have to put in some effort. Saying that, Ding Nan activated all the chi she had to lift this guy up high. Then she gently placed him on her bed so he could be in the most comfortable state. Ancestor, do you feel any better now? Just make do with this for a bit. When everything is over, I will definitely find you a more comfortable place. Hey, you little Ding Nan, do you know what you're doing? Why are you so gentle with him? Hurry up and make him log out. Why are you caring for him like that? He is a cold-blooded devil. If he doesn't log out today, countless innocent people will lose their lives in the future. By doing this, you are aiding evil. Sooner or later, you will regret it. That's enough. You can shut up now. Ding Nan thought to herself, I've lived for over 20 years, let alone killing a person. I haven't even killed a chicken. Where'd I get the courage to make someone log out? I'm just an innocent bystander watching the show, not participating in this palace drama. So there's no need to tire myself killing him. I have no grudge against this guy. This world has nothing to do with me. So why should I listen to that woman? Besides, Sima Xiao hasn't done anything excessive to me. So why should I make him log out? Well, for now, I'll just take good care of him. I'll ask him about things later. Thanks to Ding Nan's dedicated care, the ancestor felt slightly better, but his blood kept flowing out like a stream. This really wasn't stable at all. This won't do. Ding Nan began to feel more worried. Ancestor, is there any divine medicine in this mountain that can treat your wounds? With blood flowing like this, you'll fade away in no time. But actually, Ding Nan was just overthinking. The ancestor wasn't injured that badly. He was just pretending a bit to lure another group of people out. There was absolutely no way he was heavily injured. Besides, the ancestor instructed Ding Nan not to worry much. Since you are my person, you will definitely live forever. I did not allow you to log out, so you're not allowed to croak. So just rest assured and keep living. No need to worry about anything. With just a slight wave of the ancestor's hand, the entire mountain was submerged in a sea of fire with no escape route. Truly terrifying. Just then, the remaining group of people also appeared one by one. They knew they could no longer hide, so they had to come out and beg the ancestor. Tao Lord C.I. Zong, all of this is just a misunderstanding. Tianji, and we had no intention of disrespecting you. Please forgive us, will you? They thought that by humbling themselves first, the matter would be resolved smoothly. But no, it turned out to be a trap. Everyone assumed the ancestor was just pretending and that he had actually exhausted his vitality. Tonight, we must definitely take his life. Otherwise, it will be truly difficult to say. Initially, the ancestor didn't want to be heavy-handed, but since it had reached this point, he could no longer show mercy. A stream of turbid red smoke quietly appeared, then swallowed them inside, causing anyone who saw it to be terrified. These guys thought the ancestor had weakened significantly, and that on the new moon day, his vitality would be somewhat diminished. Who would have expected he was still so powerful? He could do anything. Such layers of formations and restrictions couldn't do anything to him. Truly too strong. Knowing they could no longer fight against him, the people on the other side continued to bow their heads and admit their guilt. Tao Lord, these people have been very disrespectful to you. I am well aware of that. These people deserve to receive their punishment. I promise you, after I return to my home, I will definitely punish them. Can you spare our lives this time? Being a person who clearly distinguishes between public and private matters like the ancestor, how could he forgive those who wanted to harm him? So all those traitors were gifted a ticket to ascend to heaven. This was the price they had to pay. However, after the ancestor finished the job, he turned to ask Ding Nan how she felt about him. It seemed he valued her quite a bit. However, at this moment, Ding Nan was still affected by the ancestor's truth spell. So how could she lie about what was in her heart? I only see that your waist is very slender. Other than that, I feel nothing else. My waist is very slender. The ancestor was not angry. On the contrary, he replied to Ding Nan with great amusement. Hi, you're right. I must have been in prison for too long, so I'm starved and emaciated like this. With no food to eat, how can my waist be large? You are right, baby. The suffering I encountered, I will definitely take back every bit of it, letting no one escape. Everyone must pay the price. Hearing this, Ding Nan truly didn't understand. Hey, clearly I didn't say that. He is putting words in my mouth. How could I say such cruel words? The more the ancestor spoke, the greater his anger became. truly making others feel terrified. Watching those who wanted to take his life running around in chaos, he gloated and asked back, "Did I let you go yet? How dare you run away like that?" The 8 great palaces set up this grand formation years ago. Furthermore, the descendants of sect master Mo have already resolved everything. I've endured this seal for a long time, and now I absolutely do not want to stay a moment longer. So, I will take my leave first. Consider this a spectacular battle for you to witness. The group of people who set up these arrays truly could not have expected that the ancestor could undo all these charms with his own hands. Now he is free and no longer sealed by us. Oh my God, then what should we do about our spiritual energy? We can't just let it disappear in vain like that. Thus, after breaking the seal, the ancestor held Ding Nan in his arms with one hand and rode a cloud to fly away. Today she found him very strange. He wasn't the cold type who killed people at the slightest provocation like in the beginning. He looked incredibly warm, as if he had never taken a human life. Apart from that, Ding Nan also felt one thing. The spiritual energy around him was truly overflowing. She just stayed by his side and inhaled a little, and now she felt so comfortable. It was as if she was being recharged with energy. Why was it so refreshing? While Ding Nan was comfortably roaming on the clouds with the ancestor, the people below were extremely bewildered. At first, we painstakingly devised all sorts of tricks, with the purpose of keeping him imprisoned forever on Mount Sansheng using spiritual energy. Furthermore, we wanted to use this opportunity to pull a bait and switch, diverting the spiritual energy to all parts of the Gung Chun immortal abode from the ground, resulting in a prosperous Gung Chun immortal abode for 500 years. But now it's just great that Sima Shao has ruined everything. Sima Shao escaped that curse. He definitely will never forgive us, so we should start thinking of a way out now. While everyone was thinking of a way, up on the clouds, Shurgian had appeared early to welcome the ancestor. I respectfully bow to greet the ancestor. As you can see, Mount Sansheng has been ruined and shattered like this. How about you temporarily move to the White Deer area to stay? Wait until Mount Sansheng is repaired, then return. Do you find that acceptable? That Shurgian is truly too much. His ingratiating maneuvers are really too professional. I didn't expect him to flip-flop so quickly. The group below felt more angry the more they thought about it. But the ancestor was not an easy person to trick. Naturally, one had to be wary of such sweet words. I have a question. You also bear the surname Shi? Then what is your relationship with that Shi Tianlu? Don't think you can hide it from me. Actually, the relationship isn't that close. Shi Tianlu is my granduncle. Is the person beside the ancestor your madam? Here we go again. Truly unlucky, getting hit by stray bullets while lying down. Ding Nan had remained silent, but was still questioned by others. Truly unfortunate. Although she tried her best to explain that she wasn't, the ancestor gently touched her neck, causing Ding Nan to startle and shrink back. Oh my God, master, oh master. If you want to slash or kill, just do it. Why do you keep choking me like this? Honestly, I don't feel comfortable at all. It feels like my life is being threatened. Seeing the ancestor being affectionate with Ding Nan like that, the crowd below felt extremely sore in the eyes. That woman is just an ordinary person. How dare she seduce the ancestor? She even has the gall to be intimate in front of everyone. Truly shameless. This female disciple looks extremely ordinary. How could she win the ancestor's affection? Another person added. Though she might seduce him, for him to actually like her is a long shot. How can the cultivation world intermarry with the demon realm? It's utterly preposterous. Ding Nan's appearance truly caused a huge stir. The crowd gathered and whispered among themselves. Which sect is that person named Lu Ding Nan from? How has she managed to survive until now? I heard rumors she is a disciple of Dong Yangzhenjun. That guy's methods are quite sophisticated, not to be trifled with. Who knows what he taught Ding Nan? For her to make the ancestor so infatuated with her. Clearly, there's a sinister plot. If that woman stays by the ancestor's side, I fear Qinggu Tian will become the main lineage. The crowd jostled in disgust, but they didn't know that Yuan Chang had long grasped the situation. What a bunch of fools. Do they really think Lu Ding Nan is Dong Yangzhenjun's disciple? Why don't they think it was my arrangement? Qinggu Tian is originally very small. How could it squeeze into the place of serving the ancestor? The advantage I hold in my hand is something no one else here has. A woman making the ancestor turn his head is truly rare. As long as the bone insect poison on Lu Ding Nan is not neutralized, she will surely have to follow my arrangements. Even if it is Sima Xiao, he cannot save her. Let me see what these two puppets can do. Keeping doubts inside won't solve anything. So Shi Guiyin was summoned for everyone to inquire. Guiyin, there's a female disciple named Lu Dingnan. From beginning to end, her soul lamp has not extinguished. Do you know what this is about? Granduncle, I myself find this extremely surprising, Shi Guiyin replied. It seems that disciple has greatly pleased the ancestor, so he stays by her side to protect her at all times. It's a pity that even I don't know the reason, so I cannot tell everyone. By this time, the ancestor had already brought Ding Nan to a safe shelter. While she was resting, the ancestor did something that looked extremely ambiguous, making her feel very curious. Oh, it turns out to be a new ritual, Ding Nan thought. This was the first time she saw how that lotus flower grew. It was truly magical. But all things considered, she had been riding the clouds and wind all last night. Honestly speaking, she was very sleepy. So, less than a second later, she rolled over and fell asleep. Even when the ancestor called her name, she couldn't bother to answer. So much for following him to serve. The ancestor isn't exactly a god. After all, he gets tired too. Since Ding Nan was sleeping so soundly, he had no reason to stay awake either. Well, might as well hug and sleep together. Initially, Ding Nan didn't think much of it, perhaps because she was sleeping too deeply to notice anything. Yet, when she woke up the next morning, the ancestor was already lying beside her. It was truly beyond words. Oh, ghosts, I'm done for. I just wanted to take a nap. How did it turn into lying in the same bed with him? Oh my God, what should I do now? What if he wakes up later and wants to kill me? What will I do then? Initially, Ding Nan was quite panicked, but given the situation, nothing could be changed. Well, let's just have another good sleep first. The rest can be dealt with later. All right, I wonder if his previous wound is healed yet. I haven't heard him mention it at all, Ding Nan thought to herself. Ding Nan slept so well that she truly didn't know the sky from the earth anymore. When she woke up, she didn't see the ancestor anywhere, which really made one feel frightened. I really wanted to sleep to forget everything and deal with it later, but it seems things are progressing a bit too fast. She quickly ran outside to look for the ancestor. However, the spiritual energy here is honestly too good. It not only allowed one to sleep deeply, but also to wake up very naturally. Oh my, I feel so refreshed. It's been a long time since I had this feeling. Little Flame, seeing Ding Nan so leisurely, felt annoyed, so it constantly cursed her terribly. That bunch last night was a useless crowd. Those blockheads from the Xinfu Jingxin sect are incredibly stupid. Such a good opportunity, yet they didn't take advantage of it to finish off Sima Xiao. What were they hesitating for? Ding Nan felt bored listening to it. Clearly, this flame had some issues. At first, it said that if something happened to it, Sima Xiao certainly wouldn't be at peace. Yet now it wants to kill Sima Xiao immediately. Truly speechless. Ding Nan stood dazed for a moment and then discovered where the ancestor was standing. Initially, she didn't want to disturb him much, fearing the ancestor would feel annoyed. But soon enough, the ancestor smelled her scent, so she couldn't hide even if she wanted to. Ding Nan was an extremely obedient woman, so since she had come to the ancestor's place, she would definitely go to him. However, when she arrived, she didn't see the ancestor anywhere. It turned out the ancestor was already waiting for her from behind. He spoke softly, but it was enough to startle Ding Nan so much she couldn't stand steady. Initially, out of inertia, she was about to fall into the patch of flowers in front of her. But then, she suddenly thought of that night. The innocent woman who lost her life just because she dared to pick the ancestor's flower without permission. Oh my God, no. These flowers are the ancestor's treasures. I cannot crush them like this. Even if my face smashes into the ground, it's fine, but I must not crush the flowers. Luckily, the ancestor caught her, so Ding Nan's outcome wasn't too bad. It was just a little humiliating, but everything was still fine. Ding Nan intended to explain when the ancestor questioned her, but contrary to what she thought, the ancestor didn't seem to care much about this matter. He only wanted to talk to her. Hugging or not didn't matter. The ancestor didn't care. Hey, be serious for a moment. I have something I want to make clear to you. As the ancestor spoke, he pointed at the flowers in front, intending to show Ding Nan. You know that flower is the Renew Adumbra, correct? Do you know its origin? Of course I don't know, Ding Nan thought to herself. Actually, the seeds of the Renew Adumbra are bone beads left behind by the Sima clan. Each bead can grow into a flower. Many beads were scattered here in the past, which is why there are so many Renew Adumbaras now. After the sun goes down, these petals will also change color. Is it beautiful? Of course it's beautiful. Ding Nan smiled very forcefully. If you like it so much, go ahead and take a flower. Consider it a souvenir from me. Is that okay? Ding Nan felt something was wrong as soon as she heard it. Clearly, he cherished these flowers more than human life. Why would he give it to her for free? Ding Nan intended to refuse, but the ancestor continued from behind, making it impossible for her to decline. It is said that after members of the Sima clan ascend, the bone beads of the wicked will grow from the Renyu, Adumbra, and become an extremely potent poison. Conversely, if it is the bone bead seed of a kind person, it will become a spiritual medicine capable of curing all diseases in the world. So, go ahead and try picking a flower for me to see. What are you so afraid of? So Ding Nan closed her eyes and blindly picked a flower. After she picked it, the ancestor looked at her, smiled, and continued. Since you are still standing here, you must have chosen a spiritual medicine. Consider yourself very lucky. Just when one thought everything would proceed peacefully, who would have guessed that as soon as the ancestor finished speaking, Ding Nan passed out. Karma truly arrived too quickly to react. Ding Nan really couldn't understand why she fainted so quickly. She only took a flower from the garden. How could she pass out? It turned out that flower was the gateway leading her to the ancestor's family story, a suffering he never wanted to mention in his entire life. Amidst the pain that felt like cutting flesh, Ding Nan accidentally witnessed a story that happened many years ago, even before the ancestor was born. That year, because the Fengshan bloodline was threatened, his mother had to shoulder an extremely important mission. That was to give birth to a child to continue the family line. But what could be done? In the clan, only the ancestor's mother and her older brother remained. How could they have a child now? So, although she didn't want it at all for the sake of the clan's lineage, the ancestor's mother was forced to marry her own older brother to give birth to the ancestor, with the aim of preserving the purity of the Sima family. The ancestor's mother and her brother were the last two people in the clan, so they couldn't refuse even if they wanted to. And so, the ancestor was born from that. However, his father, Sima Yi, was not so peaceful. Perhaps because the humiliation was too great, he couldn't bear it, so he ascended on his own first. Furthermore, he personally burned down more than half of Mount Sansheng, which was truly unexpected. It was thought that with Sima Yi's departure, this cycle of suffering would end. But the truth was even more cruel. Because Sima Yi decided to end his own life, the one left behind had to bear the responsibility. The ancestor's mother was assigned the task of giving birth to another girl. If not, she would be accused of betraying the clan again. As soon as Sima Xiao grew up, she had to immediately bear a child, and it had to be a daughter to meet the requirements. If she couldn't give birth to a girl the first time, she would have to keep giving birth until she had a daughter. This news truly exceeded her endurance. How could she bear a child with her own biological son? Thus, she chose to end her own life. She could not just live and become a reproductive tool for this clan forever. So, in just one day, Sima Xiao was orphaned of both father and mother. It is not surprising that his personality is so cold to this day. With such great pain, it would be strange if he didn't become emotionless. After the story ended, Ding Nan was released back to the present. However, she felt her whole body was extremely cold, as if she were being locked inside a coffin. When she tried her best to open the lid, she saw the ancestor standing right in front of her. He must have been waiting for her to wake up for a long time. Seeing Ding Nan's bewildered face, the ancestor was quite satisfied. All right, since you've woken up, come out quickly. Don't lie in there forever like that. It's not comfortable at all. Oh my God, he actually stuffed me into a coffin. Ding Nan shouted in annoyance. What were you thinking putting me in here? Do you want to take my life or something? Indeed, Ding Nan was very angry at first, but after thinking it over carefully, she couldn't scold him anymore. It wasn't because she was afraid, but because the ancestor had suffered enough pain in the past. Thinking about it, it was truly pitiful. His whole family was harmed to such a state by the devils of the Jingshan immortal sect. It would be strange if he didn't hate them to the bone. In his entire clan, some went mad, some lost their lives. An originally warm family was gone in an instant. If one considers it, he is the most miserable person in this world. Ding Nan didn't intend to scold him anymore, but this guy really didn't know how to behave. He kept using spells to force Ding Nan to speak her true feelings, so him getting scolded wasn't unjust at all. I didn't want to say it, but why does this guy keep forcing me to speak out? Clearly, I try to keep my mouth shut, but now everything has exploded. This time, I'm definitely in deep trouble. Perhaps that coffin lid is open waiting for me. No need to guess anymore. Hearing Ding Nan's scolding words, the ancestor not only didn't get angry, but actually laughed very happily, making Ding Nan feel confused. What's wrong with this guy? Is he so angry that he's gone mad? The ancestor didn't bother letting Ding Nan understand what he was doing. Immediately, he approached close, embraced Ding Nan, and then carried her away. But ancestor, I have a question I really can't understand. Why did I faint just now? Clearly, I only picked a flower. Could it be that it has such a strong influence? Because you touched a poisonous flower, so fainting is normal. A poisonous flower? Ding Nan started to feel questionable. But didn't you say earlier that only evil people bloom poisonous flowers? Why did it turn into poison when I touched it? Those words were just me tricking you. The ancestor happily continued. How can a tiny flower decide if a human is purely good or purely evil? If before passing away, the owner's soul is calm and happy, it will form a spirit flower on the bone. Conversely, if the owner passes away carrying much resentment, it will certainly form a poisonous flower. So that's how it is, Ding Nan thought to herself. Perhaps the flower I touched just now grew from his mother's bone bead. The pain she endured surely turned into extremely powerful resentment. Even just touching it gave me a headache. Poor mother of his. Regardless, it was thanks to him saving me this time that I'm still alive. Say what you will, I should thank him. Thanks to him, I didn't log out. But wait. Clearly, he lured me into picking the flower, which is why I ended up in that state. Damn it, what is there to thank? If he hadn't forced me to do that, I wouldn't have had to lie in that cold coffin. While in a fit of extreme anger, Ding Nan suddenly felt her body was quite strange. It seems because the spiritual energy here is quite strong, her body developed more than usual. This isn't too bad. Being fuller in important places is good. The ancestor truly couldn't understand himself at times. For many people, just their breathing made him feel annoyed. Yet with this woman, no matter how many terrible things she did to him, the ancestor couldn't get angry. This was truly strange. Even the ancestor himself couldn't understand it. Peace didn't last long before the ancestor was disturbed by the people of the Jingshan immortal sect again. These people really didn't know their place, constantly appearing before the ancestor and nagging, making him furious. Although Ding Nan clarified that she had no relationship with the ancestor, these people still didn't believe it, constantly calling her Madam this and Madam that. It was truly deafening. On the surface, the people of the Jingshan immortal sect appeared very respectful, always affirming they would do their utmost to protect the ancestor and Madam. But actually, deep down, they viewed Ding Nan as a thorn in their side. Seeing the ancestor hold her so tightly, he definitely liked this woman. They knew Ding Nan was very useful, so they tried hard to curry favor with her. The Jingshan immortal sect always sent people to bring the best things for Ding Nan, from clothes to everything else, making her feel surprised. Oh my, why let me wear such beautiful clothes? Perhaps I must dress up a bit to look like a goddess. Ew, being treated so well suddenly, I feel a bit unaccustomed. Ding Nan was leisurely changing clothes when the ancestor suddenly barged in, startling her. Damn it, why is there such a tactless person in this world? He clearly knew I was changing, but still barged in on purpose. So tactless. But the ancestor didn't seem to pay much attention to her. He just grabbed her hand and dragged her away, scaring the soul out of Ding Nan. Where are we going in such a rush, ancestor? It's just early morning, and you want to go out already? You don't need to say much, the ancestor replied coldly. I told you very clearly. As long as I go out, everyone must log out. So no need to ask. You know I'm going to take someone's life. No need for many words. Oh my God, hearing this, Ding Nan got goosebumps. How could taking a human life sound so normal coming from his mouth? Clearly, he was forcing her to do evil deeds with him. Could she refuse? She really didn't want to witness horrific scenes anymore. Ding Nan intended to resist, but then she gave up. If she didn't follow him, the next person to lose their life would be her. So she had to go. Ding Nan just obliviously followed the ancestor. She really didn't know where he was taking her. As long as it wasn't somewhere too disgusting, she would be fine. If things happened gently, Ding Nan would feel very lucky. On the way to the ancestor's workplace, Ding Nan suddenly smelled the scent of roasted meat. Oh my God, is that the smell of meat? Her eyes lit up. I haven't eaten roasted meat in so long. I truly feel incredibly craving. The ancestor originally wanted to follow that scent and bring all that roasting meat to Ding Nan. But before he could find it, a low-level disciple appeared. He had never met the ancestor, so naturally, he didn't know him. He kept shouting at Sima Xiao and Ding Nan to get lost, or he would teach them a lesson. Immediately, this guy was taught a memorable lesson by Sima Xiao. He basically didn't like anyone interfering in his business. Now, while he wanted to go kill people, this guy suddenly appeared and quickly offered his life. Truly unlucky beyond words. Well, consider it the end of your fate. However, the ancestor didn't kill him immediately. Instead, he took him to where people were eating meat and drinking wine wildly to drown him in water. Waiting for Ding Nan to arrive, he gently told her to go eat that meat. She could eat as much as she wanted without being shy, because she had him by her side protecting her anyway. So, thanks to the ancestor, Ding Nan had a delicious meal, so good that her stomach was full and she couldn't remember anything else. Today, the ancestor didn't just take Ding Nan to eat. He also led her to a place called Lingren Mountain Platform. Who knows what tricky plans to play this time? The crowd at Lingren Mountain Platform was practicing happily, but when they saw the ancestor, their expressions immediately changed. They were unusually respectful and bowed to the ancestor. Ancestor, why do you have the interest to come visit the disciples today? Is there something you need to instruct? You know very well why I am here. The more the ancestor spoke, the gloomier his expression became, making everyone feel afraid. All of you, quickly get on the arena. Today we will fight a life and death battle together. Within one stick of incense, a winner and loser must be decided immediately. If it's a draw, both sides must log out. Ancestor, if you came here just to discuss martial arts, why must we fight to the death like this? Everyone at Lingren Mountain Platform was scared pale. How could they just die unjustly like that? I don't want to waste words with you. As the ancestor spoke, the poisonous aura rose higher. Surely his mind was very angry right now. It was no joke. Disciples of the sect have always used life and death to train themselves. Now, you dare not accept even my challenge. Today, if anyone could defeat everyone else and convince me, they will be heavily rewarded by me. A petal of the Fulong Spring Blood Condensed Flower. Surely you would like that. Hearing the name of this flower, everyone's expression immediately changed. Oh my God, that is the Fulong Spring Blood Condensed Flower. One petal can increase cultivation by 1,000 years. One can achieve the 9 fruits without much effort. The reward this time was truly too great. Just hearing the ancestor's command, that crowd immediately rushed in to tear each other apart. Just one petal, and we can accomplish great things. Great. In that case, what's there to hesitate about tearing each other apart? Seeing these people so greedy, the ancestor felt truly disgusted in his heart. Killing others just for a flower petal, truly too filthy. Looking back, only his woman wasn't like that. The more the ancestor thought, the more he wanted to hug Ding Nan tightly. But ancestor, don't those petals require your blood to be used? Those people don't have your blood. How can they use it? Of course they can. The ancestor smiled slightly. It's not my blood, but more precisely, the blood of the Fulong Mountain Clan. The flesh and blood of Sima Xiao are all spiritual medicine. So even though I'm the only one left now, with the amount of blood those people have accumulated over the years, they can naturally still use those flowers. The more Ding Nan listened, the more she couldn't stand it. Seeing the scene of people slaughtering each other right in front of her, Ding Nan truly felt very upset. Throughout the day, witnessing only blood and killing, Ding Nan felt very tired. Immediately after being brought home by the ancestor, Ding Nan immediately went to find her beloved bed. Oh my God, before transmigrating, deadlines drove me crazy. Now that I've transmigrated, I witness horrific scenes all day. Why is my fate so miserable? Ding Nan originally intended to go to bed immediately, but suddenly she saw something very colorful. It seemed to be a love letter. Because of curiosity, Ding Nan picked it up to check. It was indeed a love letter, but this was basically just a trap set by those people to attract her attention. They intended to wait until Ding Nan fell into the trap, then immediately kidnap her, separate her from the ancestor, and use her as a hostage to force the ancestor to surrender. The plan sounded perfect, but the pity was that Ding Nan didn't care about that letter at all. She was only wondering if her original host had a lover in the past. Otherwise, she couldn't care less. This had nothing to do with her, so she might as well ignore it. Ding Nan immediately went to bed, but suddenly in the middle of the night, she felt incredibly cold. It turned out the mobile ice bucket had already climbed into bed with her long ago. No wonder it was so cold. Damn it, at first Ding Nan thought this guy was asleep. That was why his body was so cold. Who would have thought he was still very much alive, just a bit chilly? Ding Nan was just too frightened, so she screamed a bit too loudly, that was all. Who would have expected that Ding Nan would suddenly start leaking syrup from her mouth for no reason? Then her stomach hurt continuously, causing the ancestor himself to be extremely worried. The ancestor really couldn't understand why Ding Nan could be this weak. Clearly, she originated from the demon realm, so why was her body so frail? People always said the demon realm was strong. Moreover, she was a spy for the demon realm, so why did she suffer backlash time and time again? It was truly speechless. Being next to this woman would probably give him a heart attack soon. The ancestor didn't know what to do at this point. He kept trying to feed his syrup into Ding Nan's mouth. But Ding Nan's energy was still very weak. She couldn't swallow the blood directly like that. So the ancestor had to transfer the blood via a mouth-to-mouth to Ding Nan, hoping she would recover soon. However, because Ding Nan's vitality was too low, drinking the ancestor's blood directly didn't make things any better. Ding Nan's condition was getting worse, causing the ancestor to panic. He had only known how to kill people until now. This was his first time saving someone, so it was a bit difficult. Well, for now, let's just feed Ding Nan another petal of the Phoenix Frost Blood Congealing Flower first. Only then could she absorb the ancestor's blood. There was no other way. Fortunately, after Ding Nan ate the petal of the Blood Congealing Flower and immediately drank the ancestor's blood, her body improved significantly. After a night of lethargy due to exhaustion, she was finally able to sit up on her own. Her body felt strange, as if it had been topped up with blood. Calmly recalling a bit, it seemed that while she was unconscious last night, the ancestor had found a way to save her. Ding Nan quickly ran to find the benefactor who saved her. Luckily, the ancestor was still breathing steadily. However, his complexion seemed a bit poor, and there was a wound on his hand too. Last night she was too exhausted, so she didn't remember anything. But it seemed he had given her his blood to drink. This strange feeling in her body was also caused by him. The more Ding Nan thought about it, the more she pitied the ancestor. Although he had stolen her first kiss, thanks to him, she was able to survive. Moreover, look at the wound on his hand. It was slashed so deep the syrup veins inside were visible. He really was too stupid, Ding Nan thought to herself. Clearly, he was a murderer, so why was he frantically trying to save her now? I only transmigrated here. Essentially, I don't belong to this place. After completing the mission, I will return to my old place. So why did he have to give his all to save me? Saving me time and time again. Ancestor, I really feel guilty towards you. Ding Nan thought for a while and suddenly remembered, alright, my original host had a leaf from the Azure Valley Heaven, and it has the effect of healing wounds like this. That's great. I'll use it to save the ancestor then, considering it repayment for him saving me. Actually, the ancestor hadn't logged out, yet he was just a bit weak. After being cared for by Ding Nan, he was much better, saying it was truly blameworthy. Why did you drink so much of my blood last night? The ancestor scolded Ding Nan as soon as he woke up. If you dare vomit out all that blood now, you'll sleep with me immediately. Ding Nan and the ancestor were in a tense moment when suddenly someone brought breakfast. Ding Nan thought she would get a good meal. After all, her mouth was full of the smell of blood, so having some food would be good. She thought it was just a normal breakfast. Who would have expected it to come with a threatening letter? The content of the letter stated that if Ding Nan did not appear at the appointed place at the right time, another identity of hers would be revealed immediately. Damn it, was her original host that complicated? Not only did she have a lover, but also another identity? It really made her go wow. At first, Ding Nan intended to hide this matter, but after the ancestor discovered it, he happily said, why don't you just go there and see what happens? It doesn't affect anything anyway. Just go meet them once to know. So, following the ancestor's advice, Ding Nan went to the location indicated in the secret letter. Since the appointed time was at night, Ding Nan was a bit more cautious than usual. As soon as he saw Ding Nan's silhouette, that guy grumbled, you made me wait too long. I bet you don't even remember how many times I've asked you out, do you? At first, whenever I asked you out, You always found excuses to avoid me. Now that you've flown up to a high branch, you want to discard our relationship. What is this now? Dingnan really couldn't remember who this guy was. But looking at the way he spoke, he must certainly be the original host's old flame. Fine, if you want to act, I'll act with you. Nothing left to lose anyway, so I'll take a risk. We are over, don't you remember? Ding, Nan said while looking at him with a decisive gaze. Don't come looking for me in the future. If others see us, they might have a bad impression of me. What are you talking about? This guy really had no patience left. Don't forget that your life is still in my hands. I only need to crush this bell, and a deadly poison will immediately corrode the bones inside your body. Let's see how you can be glorious then. He looked at the bell in his hand while gloating inwardly. This time Ding Nan will definitely have to follow my orders, otherwise she won't survive. However, it was too unlucky for him. Ding Nan's magic power had improved significantly by now. With just a light snap of her fingers, she was able to take the bell from that guy's hand. I thought it was something important. Turns out it's just this. Seeing Ding Nan's unwavering gaze, the guy was truly shocked. Damn it, how are you still safe and sound? Even your movement technique has increased so fast. How is this possible? The more he spoke, the more he couldn't accept it. You are no longer in the chi refining stage? How? I can't even see your cultivation realm now. Did that Sima Shao not only help you cure the poison, but also help you improve your cultivation base? Frustrated to the point of anger, this guy immediately drew his sword to teach Ding Nan a lesson she would remember, making it impossible for her to react in time. What is wrong with this guy? Ding Nan cursed silently in her heart. Although I have advanced in a short time, my skills are not yet proficient. Why is he calculating with me like this? Is this how an ex-lover behaves? Oh well, I'll just close my eyes and do it randomly. It turned out that before she came here, the ancestor had silently stood behind to support her. So as long as she struck, the ancestor at home would definitely help her. Just a light hit, and the guy immediately collapsed to the ground, surprising Ding Nan greatly. Wow, am I really that strong? Just a light wave of the hand made this guy fall. It was truly too convenient. The ancestor couldn't stand watching this scene anymore, immediately appearing and silently criticizing. You really are a fake deity transformation cultivator. You can't even beat a nascent soul. Why are you so terrible? Initially, the ancestor intended to stay home, but he didn't feel at ease letting his woman go like that, so he took the initiative to appear. Upon seeing the ancestor, the guy immediately went mad and shouted, "Lu Ding Nan, you are truly too much. Did you betray me just because you love that Sima Shao? You were originally a spy for the demon realm. Why would you fall in love with that guy? It's truly ridiculous." He was known as a cold-blooded person. Sooner or later, her life would end up in his hands. Ding Nan jumped in startlement upon hearing this. I said I don't have feelings for this guy. You just look and assume things. Stop making things up about me, okay? The ancestor saw that this guy was truly hopeless, so he couldn't help but speak up. Didn't the Veen family hate the demon realm in the past? Yet now, there is someone like you who likes to get involved with the demon realm. Truly a disgrace to the clan. Even I cannot accept it. As soon as the ancestor finished speaking, his eyes became incredibly cold. Surely his urge to kill had risen again. Seeing the miserable appearance of that guy, the ancestor turned to whisper to Ding Nan, "You are a spy for the demon realm, so tell me quickly, should I kill you as well?" This guy is really funny, Ding Nan thought in her head. If you kill me now, wouldn't your efforts yesterday be in vain? You were the one who saved me. Why do you want to take my life now? The more the ancestor listened, the more excited he felt, so he forced Ding Nan to say more. I think you don't need to kill me now, Ding Nan continued. I have already abandoned darkness to follow the light, so I am already the ancestor's person. No, stuck. It is abandoning the light to follow the darkness. Then do you want to continue staying by my side? If you don't like it anymore, just kill me. That depends on you, the ancestor replied. So, do you want to stay by my side? I am essentially darkness. Of course I want to. Although my magic power is still weak now and cannot compare to the ancestor, I will definitely improve in the future. So ancestor, please rest assured. It's okay. He smiled mysteriously again. You just need to kill a few more people and you'll get the hang of it immediately. No more being weak at the job. But I don't want to kill people, Ding Nan replied fearfully. Then I will force you to kill. If you continue to be stubborn, I will kill you too. You think I dare not kill you? You should remember that I am a person with a heart of stone. So the ancestor immediately took Ding Nan to a crowded place. Then he chased everyone there away. Reserving a private space for Ding Nan, and said coldly, "If you don't want to kill people, then reflect on yourself here. Wait until you have truly finished reflecting, then it won't be too late to come out." Thus, the ancestor used that large hall to confine Ding Nan to see how she would survive. At first, we thought Ding Nan would be extremely terrified. But on the contrary, not only was she not afraid, she was also extremely overjoyed. "Oh my God, I just have to reflect on myself here? This is truly awesome. No need to work and no master by my side either. This is absolutely great. Oh my God, it's been so long since I've felt this comfortable." Ding Nan thought to herself, "I don't need to work, and I can even rest innocently. How can it be this good?" Ding Nan naturally went to have a good sleep. It had been a long time since she was this comfortable. Not going to sleep early would be such a waste. Who knows if tomorrow he'll make me go kill people again. So Ding Nan just slept soundly. She didn't wake up until morning when that ancestor appeared. At first, she didn't think anything of it, until Ding Nan suddenly discovered something. "Oh my God, this is bad. What the hell are these claws?" The more Ding Nan looked at herself, the more she couldn't believe it. She had actually turned into an otter. This was definitely the doing of that ancestor and no one else. The more Ding Nan spoke, the more panic she got. She immediately ran towards the ancestor and scolded him loudly. "Is this good deed you're doing? Why did you turn me into an appearance like this? Turn me back to my original form immediately. Otherwise, I'll get angry. Just you watch. Be good, my cute little otter." The ancestor smiled happily. "It's not that I wanted to turn you into this. It's simply because of you. I gave you a few illusion pills, so it will transform into the image that leaves the deepest impression in your heart." Who would have guessed? It turned out to be an otter? Oh my God, it's truly too funny. I'm going to faint from laughing. Regardless of whether Ding Nan accepted this body or not, the ancestor would still take her to a place he had planned. Whether she was currently an otter or anything else, she had to follow him. No exceptions. It turned out that this morning, Sima Xiao wanted to take her to the Nia Manor. This is a citadel outside the Gungshan Immortal Manor. As soon as he entered, Sima Xiao was scolded. Because he appeared in a different form, the people in the house didn't recognize him. "You unfilial son, do you still know the way back to this house? You keep going to those nonsense places all the time. Why not stay home and give me a few grandchildren to hold? Wouldn't that be better?" But the ancestor didn't come here to be scolded. He just wanted to know where the baby girl born about 3 days ago had been taken. Originally, the household of the Nia Manor didn't recognize Sima Xiao at first, but with that way of speaking, it certainly wasn't his son. So Sima Xiao's identity was exposed. Actually, before Sima Xiao came here, he and she had visited a brothel to find young Master Niam. The guy had a flame-shaped birthmark on his body. It looked very much like the flame the ancestor had nurtured. Witnessing that whole scene, she felt the ancestor was very angry, but didn't dare ask why. It turns out now she understood. The ancestor not only wanted to find the young master of the Nia Manor. Moreover, he wanted to find many people with bloodlines related to him. They were all at a place called Mount Bifong. After learning the information that the baby girl had also been taken to that mountain, the ancestor was satisfied and left immediately. Thought that was all. Yet 2 days later, while sleeping, the ancestor had a nightmare. He dreamed of his mother coming to instruct him in the dream. She said that the fire of Lingshan had always belonged to Sima Xiao for generations. This was the fire that his mother had protected all her life, trading her own flesh and blood for it. Then she used that very fire to implant it into Sima Xiao's body. So from then on, it assimilated and his body became one with it. Sima Xiao's cultivation also increased from that. Thanks to it, even the Sima clan and other families had to be wary of him. Sima Xiao understood this very well. Every single one of them wanted to curry favor with him. They thought he didn't notice, but he saw through it all. Clearly, back then, even his own mother wanted to take his life. So why wouldn't outsiders be allowed to plot against him? The ancestor originally didn't think that much. It was just because he had this nightmare today. So he remembered. While he was dazed in the dream, Sima Xiao was woken up by Ding Nan's nuisance. Even if she turned into an otter or anything else, it was the same. Equally annoying. The ancestor felt very irritated by Ding Nan's disturbance. But for some reason, he couldn't get angry at her. Look at those cute eyes. How could one get angry? So he had to let this go. Early this morning, he had to go to Mount Bifong to do some things. It wasn't convenient to argue with Ding Nan for long, so he left amidst her excitement. Oh my God, did the sun rise in the west this morning? Clearly, normally he would take me along whatever he did. Yet this morning, he let me stay home. Is there really such a good thing in this world? Truly unbelievable. This morning, as previously agreed, Sima Xiao continued to play the role of the young master of the Neum Manor, to bring the baby as an offering to the people on Mount Bifone. At first, nothing happened. Everyone thought this was just a normal transaction, until they saw this young master. Strange, no matter what they said, he refused to hand over the baby to them, making them extremely annoyed. Does your family's son know the rules? Why haven't you offered the baby to us after so long? You ignorant brat, who are you to dare offend Ling Shan? After talking for a while, it seemed this guy had no intention of wavering. He just kept a straight face, forcing the guards of this mountain to use strong measures. They directly used magic to snatch the child from that young master's hands. But how could they have suspected? Inside that wrapping cloth, there was actually no baby at all. It was just an empty pillow. That's right. Where would there be a baby? Sima Xiao smiled. Then a red smoke rose up, accompanied by eyes that couldn't be more resentful. Sima Xiao was officially angry. Moreover, he wanted to take the lives of the people here. Strange. What is happening? Who is that guy that he could log out a nascent soul so easily, as if he just picked a flower? So Sima Xiao didn't bother hiding his identity anymore. He came here today to know the truth about Mount Bifone, to see what was being hidden inside. It turned out the Fengshan clan of Sima Xiao had pushed for maintaining pure bloodlines for a long time, but they still couldn't avoid having traitors, leaving descendants with people of other clans. Those descendants were considered impure. They were usually gathered in one place and brought to this Mount Bifone. Sima Xiao went deeper inside and couldn't believe his eyes. The side branches of the Fengshan clan's ancestral bloodline. Were they all brought here? Not exactly, the guardian of this mountain replied. After giving birth, these women would be taken to another place. Truly a chaotic scene. If not exaggerating, this place really looked like a pig farm. All the pregnant women gave birth at the same time. Moreover, even after giving birth, they weren't left in peace. The children were all kept at Mount Bifone. Later, when they grew up, they would continue the job of maintaining the lineage for the clan. Sima Xiao really couldn't accept this. How can there be someone as evil as you? Si Tianyu. So this is the secret you've hidden all these years. You want to maintain the pure lineage for the clan so badly? Then let me help you fulfill your wish. Just as he finished speaking, a red smoke appeared again, followed by thousands of screams from the people in this mountain. All had to lose their lives because of Sima Zhao's fire. Actually, since he was small, Sima Zhao's temperament was already extremely terrible. Years ago, a high monk from the Fan Kingdom living in seclusion was invited to suppress his inner demons. The two words Ci Zong and the title Ci Zong Dao Jun that he bears now were also given by that monk. Sima Zhao's story also spread everywhere from there. Even a fish species like Ding Nan got to hear it. But no one could explain the cruelty of the Dao Jun. He continued to take human lives as if nothing had happened. Today was also such a day. After eliminating the whole mountain, he returned to find Ding Nan with a feeling of extreme exhaustion. Ding Nan, I'm about to be done for. Sima Xiao gasped for breath while replying. Since I was born, countless people wanted to take my life, but I didn't want to log out. Anyone who intended to harm me, I would definitely make a move to eliminate that person first. But Ding Nan, today I have an exception. If you want to take my life now, then I will give it to you for free. Ding Nan, do you want it? Ding Nan just returned from outside. The more she listened, the more she felt something was wrong. Why is this guy's mind constantly glitching? Every time I meet him, he has a different attitude. It's like he turned into a completely new version. I really can't keep up with his thinking, as if I missed 10 episodes of his life. Sima Xiao saw Ding Nan not saying anything, feeling even more annoyed inside. What are you dazing off for? Hurry up and tell me. Do you want to take my life or not? Ding Nan hadn't grasped what was happening when she was shaken up, making her feel very uncomfortable. And what if I don't want to? Ding Nan was very annoyed by now. Just early this morning you turned me into an otter. Now you want me to take your life. That's crazy. Seeing Ding Nan's struggling appearance, the ancestor spoke dejectedly. Why you have no ambition at all? Clearly, this is the mission assigned to you. If I log out in your hands, wouldn't you have achieved a great merit for your clan? My mission isn't that important, and I don't want to take your life. Why should I take the life of someone who has saved me time and again? Having no ambition is fine. I just want to live a peaceful life. But having said that, ancestor, there's so much blood on you. Should we go find a doctor first? Eating something to nourish yourself is also fine. Bleeding so much, you must be very tired. No need. As Sima Xiao spoke, his eyes became colder. I still want to give you one more chance. Do you really not want to take my life? Seeing Ding Nan say nothing, the ancestor continued gleefully. Or should we both ascend to heaven together? It's very lonely for me to go alone. Acting up again, this crazy guy. Ding Nan cursed silently. Why does he always come up with such bizarre ideas? If you want to go claim your lunchbox, just go alone. Why force others to follow? Although dissatisfied inside, Ding Nan didn't say it out loud, making this guy even more smug. Why don't you run away? If you just logged out like that, your face would probably be very interesting. Ding Nan didn't bother getting annoyed at these words of the ancestor. She only felt extremely sorry for him. Clearly, he is injured very badly, yet he still refuses to find a doctor. I really can't stand seeing him like this. Why is he so stubborn? It turns out his complicated mood today has a reason. The Fengshan clan has been completely exterminated. The roots of the Gungshan immortal manor are also about to be severed. So he decided to destroy it all at once, ending the prosperity of Gungshan immortal manor with his own hands. After returning home to talk to Ding Nan, he knew for sure those people would come to where he was staying to demand justice. So whether he died sooner or later, the result would be the same. Just as Sima Xiao predicted after discovering the incident at Mount Bifeng. These guys immediately ran to the ancestor's hideout, cursing and demanding his life. But he didn't say anything back. For these traitors, catching him was impossible. Quick as a flash. Within a few seconds, Sima Xiao had caught the leader. Every time he appeared, the atmosphere turned dark red, blinding everyone everywhere. No one knew when he had appeared, only that when he was discovered, the leader had already been drained of strength and cultivation. No, if this continues, we will be the ones in trouble. The people of Gungshan Immortal Manor began to feel terrified. Sima Zhao's spiritual power was too strong, so stopping him was impossible. Initially, Ding Nan tried to stop him out of concern for his health, but seeing that look in his eyes, she understood. Well, dying a bit earlier is fine. Leaving early means less pain. So she didn't want to stop him anymore. He could fight however he wanted, take whoever's life he wanted. Ding Nan didn't care. She was willing to follow the ancestor and serve him for life. Saying that, she rested her head against the ancestor's chest, making him feel a very familiar warmth, bringing a sense of peace to his heart. Sima Xiao had spiritual fire in his body since childhood, so he was forced to frequently soak in cold spring water year-round just to live with it. His body was always extremely cold, a cold that penetrated the marrow that no one could understand. Even if his blood boiled and his whole body burned, he still felt very cold. Sima Xiao was used to this, until he met Ding Nan, giving him a strange feeling. Clearly, Ding Nan was extremely weak, and despite going through so much, she remained warm and soft, surprising the ancestor. Initially, Sima Xiao intended to take Ding Nan to see the King of Hell with him, but now he had reconsidered. How could such a warm, pitiful girl die so unjustly? Sima Xiao couldn't bear it, so he didn't want to die anymore. Escape to save Ding Nan's life first. The rest could be figured out later. So Sima Xiao quickly created a ring of fire made from the Phoenix Mountain's spiritual fire, which the people of Gungshan Immortal Manor could not cross. Sima Xiao successfully led Ding Nan to escape from that crowd, ensuring her absolute safety. Even Ding Nan felt truly surprised. He was injured before, yet now he was exerting himself to protect her. He was already very weak, but held on until now. It was truly a bit pitiful. If it were her, she certainly would never have been able to do it. So Sima Xiao took Ding Nan to a safe place, then called Brother Snake to take her back first. After all, those people would quickly find this place. If Ding Nan didn't leave now, she would surely suffer the same pain he was feeling later. He thought Ding Nan would just leave, but how could she abandon her benefactor here? She had no brain issues and clearly understood right from wrong. Sima Xiao had saved her many times before and always tried his best to protect her life. So if Sima Xiao had saved her before, this time it was her turn to repay those favors. Everything now depended on Brother Snake. Both were now exhausted and could not move anymore. Brother Snake had to find a safe place as quickly as possible. Otherwise, if the people from Gungshan Immortal Manor found them, who knew what would happen? Ancestor, where must we go to be safe now? Ding Nan asked worriedly. Nowhere is safe. the ancestor replied. If you don't leave now, they will catch up to kill you later. Then I'll kill them back for revenge. That sounds reasonable, right? The ancestor laughed as he spoke, making the atmosphere a bit more relaxed. It turned out Brother Snake traveled until arriving in front of a temple gate. Now the ancestor was very weak and couldn't go any further. Dingnan really didn't want to trespass on someone else's territory, but if they kept going, she wasn't sure if the ancestor could survive. A monk fishing in the temple saw this scene and spoke happily. Since the two of you have the destiny to arrive here, please stay. This humble monk will certainly treat the two benefactors well. Seeing that Sima Xiao and Ding Nin still didn't react, the high monk had to fly over the lake surface to check. Since his martial arts were profound, this was very simple. Sima Xiao was very weak at this point. He really couldn't stand on his own, but when he saw the monk standing in front of him, he couldn't help but ask, "Bald monk, are you here to save me or to take my life?" Sima Zhao's attitude was really strange, making Ding Nan itch with annoyance. Wait, he was weak just a moment ago. Why was he suddenly so strong? Could it be that this ancestor immediately recovered his vitality whenever he encountered danger? He even stood up. He must be very healthy. Sima Xiao spoke more and more, his eyes becoming fiercer. He ordered Ding Nan to step back so he could deal with this monk. But contrary to Sima Zhao's loss of composure, the monk just smiled brightly and replied, "Namo, Amitabha Buddha, whether to kill or save you depends on the benefactor standing in front of me. Me?" Ding Nan's limbs went weak upon being mentioned. "I'm just a useless salted fish. How can I decide the ancestor's life?" But the ancestor was too weak now to explain to her. The monk couldn't bear watching this scene. It seemed he was truly injured. "Female benefactor, please follow this humble monk for a moment. I could definitely have a way to save him, provided you do it right." Seeing the monk's determined gaze, Dingnan felt more confused. Did this monk know the ancestor from before? If not, why did this monk understand the ancestor so well? Could this be the person who bestowed the title Zi Zong on the ancestor years ago? Could it be such a coincidence? And indeed it was. When Ding Nan followed the monk inside for tea, he told her everything. Many years ago, the monk had a fateful meeting with Sima Xiao. Back then, he revealed extraordinary wisdom and a profound heart. The monk didn't think much, just bestowed upon him the title Zizong, with a wish that he would use his compassion to save sentient beings, hiding his heart within. But alongside that goodness, the monk also foresaw in meditation that he would use his body to disrupt the entire cultivation world, destroying Gengqin, killing mortals, turning fertile land into scorched earth, turning fairyland into hell in an instant. These were monstrous sins that could not be forgiven. So I gave him a string of Buddhist prayer beads for his leg. It is both a seal and the best spiritual medicine in the world. In this world, everything has a turning point. In that pool of blood, this old monk still saw a glimmer of life. That year, the monk left behind a single prayer bead, helping him cleanse his soul, repel killing intent, and suppress boundless suffering. But that string of wooden beads is both a seal and a medicine. It requires a predestined bond to untie the prayer bead and save him from life and death. A predestined bond? Ding Nan realized the issue upon hearing this. "Great Master, don't tell me that person is me." "Correct, young lady." The Great Master smiled with satisfaction and continued, "Only you can save him. There is no one else." So, although a bit shocked, Ding Nan successfully obtained the bead. Indeed, the Great Master was not mistaken. Ding Nan was truly the one with the greatest affinity with Sima Xiao and also the lifeline of the world's common people. Since you are someone so significant to his life, I hope that in the future, the benefactor will do your utmost to advise him to follow the path of good, to reform and become a good person, helpful to the world. Saying that, the Great Master used his supernatural powers to vanish, leaving Ding Nan alone and bewildered, not knowing what to do. Well, I'll just take a risk and try feeding him this to see if it works. So Ding Nan just closed her eyes and forced him to drink it. Luckily, finally the pill took effect. The wounds on the ancestor's body gradually healed, and very quickly at that, surprising Ding Nan herself. She thought everything was over, but it couldn't be that easy. The fire inside the ancestor could no longer endure. It immediately flared up and shouted loudly, "Why are you standing there dazed? This guy is about to ascend to heaven. Do you know that? What nonsense are you talking about?" Ding Nan spoke up in frustration. "Don't you see he is getting better? How could he be dying? What do you understand? The flame got angrier as it spoke. That medicine can only treat external injuries. Sima Xiao previously engaged in mutual destruction. Even his soul was almost burned clean. Now his whole body and internal organs are in chaos. Before long, they will all dissipate. Then what should I do now? Dingnan was truly panic-stricken. You must enter his spiritual realm, then piece together his soul. What else can be done? Piece together the soul. Dingnan felt more afraid the more she heard. Don't incite me to do something foolish, okay? Although I don't know anything, I understand that the spiritual realm is a cultivator's most secret place. The ancestors' cultivation is much higher than mine. How can I get inside? How do you know you can if you haven't tried? The flame said very angrily. Doesn't he like you very much? Maybe you can get in. And even if he doesn't like you, you have to try. Only you can do this. So Nan had no other choice. She had to close her eyes and step inside the ancestors' spiritual realm. Luckily, she was able to enter, and very easily at that. Nan slowly walked inside the ancestors' spiritual realm. One thing she really didn't expect was that it was so dilapidated inside. His entire spiritual realm was stained a gray-black color, looking incredibly gloomy. As she walked, Nan could only see that the grass had turned ash gray and bright red streaks of fire crisscrossed each other, making the whole sky look extremely terrifying. Can I really save this place? Nan asked herself. But looking closely, it wasn't just gray and red. Inside, there were also fragments of Sima Zhao's soul drifting about, each place containing a piece that seemed completely unrelated. No good. I must find a way to keep these things here immediately. Otherwise, I can't imagine where the ancestor's soul might scatter to. Nan tried her best to collect every fragment, but the more she collected, the more evil spirits surrounded her, making Nan feel extremely uncomfortable. Indeed, trespassing into someone else's territory is not easy at all. Although it was a bit difficult, Nan managed to overcome it. After a struggle with the evil spirits outside, Nan finally reached the door of the spiritual realm, where the ancestor's soul could recover. Seeing the door right in front of her, Nan thought to herself, since I'm here, I must finish everything. I cannot leave empty-handed. She was determined on the outside, but as soon as she stepped through the door, Nan immediately collapsed. It's over, oh my god. This place has turned into a pile of rubble. I don't know where his soul core has gone. Hopefully, even though this place is in ruins, that thing is still intact. Luckily for Nan, although the inside was quite desolate, the soul core remained. Moreover, she quickly found it. Initially, she didn't think much, just finding it made her very happy. But something seems wrong. How can I paste these soul fragments back together? I wonder if tape would work. But where can I find tape to use right now? That's right, Nan suddenly had an idea. What if I just wrap the soul fragments inside, then use a piece of cloth to wrap around the outside? Maybe it can heal itself? Nan could only think of that much, so after coming up with that method, she implemented it immediately. Perhaps it would be effective. It seems this method is actually effective, but the core cannot withstand such intense glowing. The ancestors' soul fragments were truly incredibly sharp, making Nan feel extreme pain as she hugged it. And indeed, heaven did not disappoint her. Thanks to Nan's efforts, Sima Zhao's soul recovered slightly. Although not completely, it is already very good. Even the flame had to speak up to praise her. See, I told you, you would definitely be able to do it. You just need to try a few more times, and it will be done. By then, Sima Xiao will surely cherish you more than anything. Try a few more times? Nan felt extremely shocked upon hearing that. One time, and I almost lost my life from the pain. A few more times, and I'll probably ascend to heaven. It's truly unacceptable. Of course you must continue. His condition is still very weak now. It requires at least 3 more sessions of spiritual communion for him to wake up. Why are you so shocked? The flame looked at the bewildered Nan and continued excitedly. Besides, with his current condition, dual cultivation is also very good for you. It takes a toll, but you also gain a lot of benefits. Isn't that great? Dual cultivation? Nan felt very annoyed. Clearly, she had done something she shouldn't have in his spiritual realm earlier, but people seem to call that spiritual communion. Nan only did it out of necessity. Who would want to take advantage of this guy? It's really so troublesome. Nan sighed in resignation. I don't know if he'll deal with me when he wakes up later. But recalling earlier, it seemed he liked her quite a bit during the spiritual communion. So surely he wouldn't make her log out, right? Ding Nan could only think positively for a moment. Then she suddenly snapped out of it. Oh no, that won't do. What am I doing? It seems I'm being too delusional. One of the 3 biggest illusions in life is thinking the other person likes you back. Probably just the spiritual soul acting up. Ding Nan thought to herself. Earlier, perhaps because the 2 souls blended, she could easily feel his pain too. But looking closely, he is quite handsome, except his face is always cold as ice. Truly terrifying. His hair is incredibly soft, and his earlobes are very large, looking extremely auspicious. No joke. Ding Nan kept gazing at his face in fascination, unaware that the ancestor had woken up some time ago. What are you doing? The ancestor spoke coldly, making Ding Nan startle involuntarily. Damn it, that little flame said this guy wasn't strong enough to recover on his own yet. Its words are truly unreliable. I wasted my time treating it so well before. Yet now it dares to betray me like this. If I had known things would turn out this way, I certainly would have given it more buckets of water, that traitorous thing. The flame did lie, but the ancestor's affection for Ding Nan improving was real. He sensed the effort she put in to save him, so his feelings were a bit better than before. The ancestor's feelings surged too strongly, making Ding Nan feel overwhelmed. Luckily, she had a spiritual medicine that was a specialty of Green Valley Heaven on her, so Ding Nan took it out to try and suppress the ancestor. She thought such a small leaf could stop him, but in reality, it did nothing. Well, she had to give up. If he wanted to do anything to her, let him do it. She was out of tricks. Initially, Ding Nan intended to let things happen as they may. She didn't care much. But when the ancestor intended to approach and start performing spiritual communion with her again, Ding Nan could no longer turn a blind eye. Of the 36 stratagems, running away is the best. Why stay here and let him take advantage of me repeatedly? Besides, this is a sacred place. We cannot do such indecent things here. Ding Nan ran all the way back to the place where she first started. Why are the colors of this place fading? It's as if this place is about to disappear. Where did the lake and the wooden house go? Could it be that the world earlier was created by that monk? That's right, woman. In just half a day, that place will disappear completely. The ancestor appeared and replied, making Ding Nan startle incessantly. All right, this place is no longer for us. Let's go before it vanishes completely. Where are we going now, ancestor? We just rested here for a short while. To Luo Xia Immortal Ward. Sima Xiao spoke while lifting Ding Nan up, making her startle repeatedly. Why did the ancestor suddenly carry me? Clearly this guy has issues. But whatever, it doesn't matter. As long as he doesn't drag me into things like spiritual communion, anything else is fine. So after a few days of travel, Ding Nan and the ancestor arrived at Luo Xia Immortal Ward. Although the journey was a bit difficult, they arrived eventually. According to the ancestor's introduction, this place is a market ward. This place is usually for mortals and cultivators to live together, and is also the first station to enter the territory of the Gongxin Immortal Prefecture. Here, the ancestor had already targeted 2 siblings of the Yong family. The younger sister was named Yong Li Chun, and the older brother was Yong Wei Chiu. The younger sister was extremely annoyed at having to move to a dilapidated place to live. It was truly unworthy of her noble status. But they had to endure it. Living outside couldn't compare to conditions at home. Sister, try to endure a little. When our conditions improve, we will move to a better place to live. It turns out these 2 were children of a noble family. They were children of the eldest miss of the Mu clan who married out and the young master of the Jia Palace. Looking at the house's condition, it wasn't that bad, looking quite spacious even. Yet she still complained. Truly, one wouldn't know how to satisfy her. It's really a case of being spoiled rotten. Ding Nan couldn't stand it when she saw that, so she scolded silently. It turned out the ancestor had been eyeing these 2 for a long time with a purpose. He wanted to use their identities to infiltrate the Gongxin Immortal Prefecture. The relationship between these 2 and the Gongxin Immortal Prefecture was very good, so if he could assume their identities, it would be great, saving the trouble of sneaking around. So today, the ancestor came here to borrow their identities. For the time being, these 2 identities would turn into chicks. Let Sima Xiao and Ding Nan be humans for a few days. That way, they wouldn't have to think much. Just staying in one place, chirping all day would be fine. At first, Ding Nan didn't understand what the ancestor meant by doing this. but only later did she discover the reason. If she became someone with a good relationship with the Gongsun Immortal Prefecture, she wouldn't be checked frequently by the Shi clan. Only then would it be easy to gather information. According to the daily routine of the two siblings, going to the academy within the Gongsun Immortal Prefecture was a frequent task. So Ding Nan and the ancestor had to go to school every day. Only by studying could they gather knowledge. Because she woke up too early today, Ding Nan fell asleep on the way to school. In her dream, she remembered the day she went to the ancestor's spiritual realm. Because the two had performed spiritual communion, a small part of the ancestor's memories was transferred to her. Every fragment of memory that Ding Nan felt was extremely painful, as if the ancestor had been locked in a cage of loneliness. Lonely to the point of suffocation. So Ding Nan startled awake. However, probably since performing spiritual communion with him and knowing more about the ancestor's not-so-good past, Ding Nan felt incredibly sorry for him, as if she could feel all his suffering. Since finishing the spiritual communion with the ancestor, aside from him being a bit more intimate with Ding Nan than usual, nothing else changed. He was still eccentric and did things she couldn't understand. On the surface, he came here to study, but studying wasn't meant for him. It was for Yongwei Chio. He came here only to find a way to kill people, and it had to be killing everyone in the Gongsun Immortal Prefecture to satisfy him. Initially, the ancestor intended to make the entire clan of the Gongsun Immortal Prefecture log out, but if so, the number would be too large, and Ding Nan would definitely feel very heartbroken. So he had to adjust it to exterminating the Shi clan and the families related or extremely close to them. Only then would the hatred in him subside a little. I agreed to reduce the number of people logging out this time out of respect for you, so don't expect me to soften my heart and reduce it further. Those people in the Shi clan, I won't spare a single one. It turned out that because the two had spiritual communion, not only did Ding Nan gain the ancestor's memories, but he did as well. He naturally could read her thoughts, knowing she didn't want him to kill anymore, so he didn't want to make her sad. Things turned out to be unexpectedly complex, Ding Nan thought to herself. Then later, when having spiritual communion with him, I definitely must not think randomly, otherwise he will read my thoughts. But why did I have that thought? Ding Nan panicked as soon as she thought of it. How could there possibly be another spiritual communion with him in the future? Just once was enough to drive me crazy. I wouldn't dare think of a second time. Having said that, Sima Xiao swirled 3 rings of water in his hand, looked towards Ding Nan, and replied, "Try choosing one. Whichever one you find beautiful, just pick that one." What is going on over here now? Ding Nan was truly full of question marks. Instead of focusing on studying, he just loves playing this lottery of death. If I choose, is he going to go make someone kick the bucket? While she was extremely distracted down below, the teacher up above spoke loudly, causing Ding Nan to involuntarily pay attention. All right, everyone, please stop talking. Now allow me to demonstrate a bit of water element magic for everyone to see. How amusing, Ding Nan thought to herself. My foundation is too weak. Although my cultivation base is higher now, I don't really have many skills. Since I've already gone to the trouble of coming here to learn, studying properly would be good. Ding Nan was actually very excited about the teacher's water element magic. She really wanted to practice it immediately, but she couldn't do it. Why was it so difficult? The ancestor initially didn't want to intervene. He really wanted to see how capable the woman beside him was. But the more he watched, the more of an eyesore it became. He couldn't understand how Ding Nan could be so useless. She couldn't even perform a bit of minor magic. Truly useless beyond measure. Why learn from that half-baked amateur up there? He won't be able to teach you any knowledge that is completely correct. Why don't you beg me? I will definitely teach you the best things. And so, after a bit of back and forth, Sima Xiao officially took Ding Nan by the hand to teach her. You must use the water element. Wood and earth are also best. If there is enough spiritual energy of the water element around, using your full strength could wipe out an entire citadel within a radius of several hundred miles. Although the wood element is rarely used, it can still turn you into a wooden person. Just add a little fire, and you'll turn into ash. It's no joke. The earth element is a mutator. You can condense soil into stone. With someone of low cultivation like you, You can use this spell to smash anyone you please, crushing both their flesh and bones. Dingnan had to absorb too much knowledge at once. She really couldn't handle it. Her cultivation was still too weak to learn so much at one time. But just that amount of knowledge satisfied her. She didn't need to study too much, just enough was fine. To repay the ancestor for teaching her today, Dingnan specially invited him to drink some cold beer to soothe his throat. Normally, he was very picky about food and drink, but he never refused cold beer, so Dingnan naturally succeeded with this step. Dingnan didn't argue with anything the ancestor did, but she had one question. How can we know which clan the Sure family is close to? It's so crowded, how can we tell? Didn't they already tell us themselves? The ancestor replied happily. In the Lingren Mountain Terrace death match that year, 100 people fought to the death. Looking at who they sacrificed will reveal everything. See which clans allied with whom, and then won't we know clearly? Oh, by the way, I meant to tell you this earlier but forgot, the ancestor replied. He continued to spin the water droplets in his palm and went on. Choose the water ball you like the most. Whoever you pick first will be logged out of life. That way, I won't have to get a headache thinking about it. Drawing lots. Dingnan's voice cracked with fear upon hearing this. Suddenly, the fate of a clan fell upon a clueless person like her. It truly felt a bit undeserved. Let's just let brother draw the lot. That way, I'll feel a little less guilty. Fine, anyone can draw, it's not very important. As long as someone picked, the ancestor was happy enough. And so, the name of the Chi family was chosen. Excellent. The ancestor smiled as he looked at the sphere with that name. It was truly incredibly cunning. She had never seen such a cunning smile before. Dingnan cursed the ancestor profusely in her heart, but for some reason, he went out all night and didn't bother to return. As a result, she had to go to school alone this morning. It was truly exhausting, no joke. Oh, but did he mean what he said? He just drew the lot yesterday and went to kill people immediately? That really is a bit hasty. Dingnan was sleepy enough to faint, but someone suddenly came to bother her, making it impossible for her to sleep even if she wanted to. Hello, little sister. My name is Chi Luo Tian. You probably don't know me, but I know about you very clearly. You're Yongli-chan, right? Where's your brother? Who on earth is this guy? Dingnan was annoyed as soon as she saw him. Suddenly, a stranger dared to sit next to her. He must be tired of living. Oh, wait a minute. Is his name Chi Luo Tian? It seems yesterday brother also picked a small sphere with the word Chi. Well, it's over. It's likely his clan has hit the jackpot. There's no doubt about it. Dingnan initially felt extremely annoyed, but after realizing his upcoming future, she felt immense pity. He was too young. Being wiped out like that was truly a bit pitiful. Chi Luo Tian still didn't understand what was happening. He only saw Dingnan looking at him with those earnest eyes. He felt even more smug, thinking to himself, since she's staring at me like that, she surely has feelings for me too. Looks like there's hope this time. So, he didn't hesitate any longer and proceeded to attack this little sister immediately. Sister, my Chi family and your Young family have always had a very good relationship. How about you call me Chi Big Brother too? Consider it an upgrade to our relationship. One impolite guy. Dingnan was really annoyed by now. So, she decided to use the water magic she learned yesterday to teach this guy a lesson, to see if he could still flirt with her after that. This time, Dingnan succeeded. Water just gushed out from behind his buttocks, making Chi Luo Tian feel incredibly cold. Because he couldn't stand the cold accompanied by the stinging pain, he involuntarily made a noise, so the teacher kicked him out. It felt truly satisfying. That should teach him a lesson for flirting with innocent girls. After Chi Luo Tian had gone completely outside, the teacher continued to speak about today's lesson. The topic developed today was about the divine soul and the spirit palace. The teacher emphasized the spirit palace of a person many times. You must remember clearly, a person's spirit palace is the most secret place. Even dual cultivation partners cannot easily enter each other's spirit palace. Therefore, since you're still very young, keep some distance from others. The greatest pleasure in life is entering the partner's spirit palace. You should pay careful attention. Today's lesson felt like a knife stabbing into Dingnan's heart. If what the teacher said was true, then had she and he already tasted the forbidden fruit. God, it's so humiliating. How could I do such a thing in this world? After school, Dingnan quickly moved to the splendid flower pavilion to eat and also to watch a play to relieve her boredom. Transforming into Yongli-chun was really not pleasant at all. Spending the whole day studying and then having to socialize with strangers was so annoying. Fortunately, she still had the freedom to go eat and have fun. The food here wasn't too bad, so she still found it delicious. Without these things, she would probably faint from sadness. Ding Nan was eating and drinking happily when Yuan Rongshue's group came looking for trouble. She and a few friends came to interrogate Ding Nan, all because she had made Qi Luo Tian lose face this morning and he was Rongshue's brother. Ding Nan didn't want to argue much with these people, so she decided to apply the 3 principles of Jin Mao. First, whatever the opponent says, say, I don't know, I didn't do it. The second principle is that everything the opponent says is correct. Nothing is unreasonable. The third and final principle is that however things are handled is fine. Whatever happens, Ding Nan will accept it all. At this point, Rongshue's group couldn't take it anymore. Damn it, this is the first time in my life I've met someone so thick-skinned. Didn't everyone say Yong Li-chun had a very volatile temper and was extremely easily angered? She is so shameless. No matter how he scold her, she doesn't react. Those rumors must be wrong. Let's go back home. At the same time, Ding Nan heard people on the side of the road whispering bad things, and it seemed the main subject was Sima Xiao. Do you guys know what big event happened in the inner prefecture recently? I heard that ancestor went into a thunderous rage. He killed quite a few people just because the woman he favors whispered in his ear. The sect leader even had to cover this up. Currently, the ancestor is in seclusion at White Deer Cliff and doesn't want to come out to contact anyone. Damn it, that's just fake news. Oh my god, Ding Nan thought to herself. It must be because that bunch at Gongxin Immortal Prefecture wants to hide the truth, so they spread that fake news. This amount of news caused Sima Zhao's reputation to drop significantly, and Ding Nan felt annoyed hearing it. However, although his reputation declined, there were still many people who wanted to follow him. It was just a pity that Sima Xiao didn't consider anyone worthy. Everyone here was just trash. Sima Xiao really didn't want to talk further. Coincidentally, Sima Xiao had also returned at that moment. She didn't know where he had gone all day, but since he was back, they should quickly return home. Ding Nan was very tired. Just when she thought they could return home peacefully, who would have expected the people on the roadside to recognize the Yong siblings. They wanted the Yong siblings to sit down and party together. But unfortunately, Sima Xiao wasn't very interested in this matter. It was better to go home and eat by themselves. So, upon returning home, Ding Nan actually invited Sima Xiao to eat that sweet soup. The sweet soup was very delicious, so Ding Nan wanted the ancestor to taste it too. Initially, the ancestor acted like he didn't like it, but later, when Ding Nan offered it too many times, he involuntarily tasted it. However, his way of tasting was a bit special. He tasted the sweet soup directly from Ding Nan's mouth, without any shyness at all. Qi Luo Tian hadn't given up yet. He still wanted to find the Yong family's house to express his feelings. But somehow, unluckily, he stumbled right upon that awkward moment. In his head, he thought, damn it, this Brat Li-chun. I haven't even had a chance to court her, and she already has another partner? Why the rush? Although he was angry inside, he still happily called out Li-chun's name. After all, he had already seen it. Not knowing the identity of that guy would be truly frustrating. After realizing that the person beside Li-chun was Yong Wei Chio, her biological brother, Qi Luo Tian, was struck speechless. There was no need to say how shocked he was. Damn it, oh my god, siblings doing that kind of act. Do they have any human decency? Sima Xiao naturally didn't want to waste words with people like this, so he immediately dragged his sister away. Talking to this Gongxin Immortal Prefecture crowd would only bring more trouble. The look on Qi Luo Tian's face became increasingly unsightly, but Ding Nan truly still didn't understand why. So, his expression being that bold was fine, she didn't really care much. Thus, Ding Nan and Sima Xiao held hands and went home, unaware that behind their backs was the heavy disdain of Luo Tian. Speaking a bit about Sima Zhao's day today, he didn't go out to kill anyone, but to prepare a few things, and conveniently brought back a useful book for Ding Nan. As soon as she held the book in her hands, Ding Nan thought to herself, what could be so important about this book that the ancestor had to bring it back personally? It must be something special, no joke. And just as Ding Nan had thought, the book was indeed extremely special. It was a tome of secret arts. The heaven, earth, mystic, and yellow tear spells were all recorded inside. Moreover, it even included the 5 elements and 12 types of special mutated spirit roots. This amount of knowledge was truly excessively massive. The entire cultivation world was recorded right here. For him to bring back such a terrifying spiritual book, what kind of nefarious intentions did he have this time? Was it possible that he would be arrested tomorrow for theft? Oh my God, this really didn't feel safe at all. The more Ding Nin thought about it, the more scared she felt. But in front of the ancestor, she couldn't speak the truth of her heart. She could only say that she loved learning very much, and would even try to learn 15 spells a day, hoping that with such high determination, the ancestor wouldn't suspect her. But it was too late. The ancestor had already seen through the fact that Ding Nin didn't like studying one bit. Inside, you're crying miserably. If you don't want to learn, no one is forcing you. Why put on such an unsightly act? Oh, how do you know what I'm thinking? Do you know how to read minds or something? I do not, the ancestor replied. It's just that when you get emotional, I occasionally hear what you're thinking. That is all. I do not know how to read minds, as you said. Putting the matter of the magic book aside, this morning when Ding Nan and the ancestor went to class, everyone looked at the two of them with very strange eyes. Even though Ding Nan showed some attitude, they continued to whisper as if she had forgotten to change out of her pajamas before going to school this morning. At first, the ancestor didn't think much of it, but since Ding Nan was wondering, he would help her explain. The mind-reading art was only truly used at this moment. With just a wave of the ancestor's hand, the stories everyone was whispering were gradually revealed. It turned out the good deed Ding Nan and the ancestor did yesterday had been seen by Chi Luo Tian and spread everywhere. No wonder everyone was looking at her and the ancestor with such strange eyes. She had forgotten that in these bodies, Ding Nan and the ancestor were brother and sister. When the ancestor heard these stories, he wasn't angry in the slightest. On the contrary, he laughed out loud because it was too ridiculous. Oh my, early in the morning, and I already get to hear a joke. It is said that my parents back then were also brother and sister. Those people from the Gungshan Immortal Prefecture, wanting to obtain my clan's bloodline, disregarded everything. They brainwashed them daily, forcing our clan to produce offspring. I thought they didn't care about such things, but it turns out they also knew it was against morality and ethics, yet they still forced my parents to do it. Truly ridiculous. The more the ancestor looked at this situation, the more amused he felt. Look at them. Just now, every one of them was cursing quite happily, as if they had never done anything bad in their lives. Then just target their families and see if they can still laugh and joke then. Seeing the ancestor's gloating expression, Ding Nan knew it was a bad omen. Who knew what kind of trouble he would cause in the future? And so, without waiting for tomorrow, Sima Xiao left that very night. Before leaving, he specifically said goodbye to Ding Nan, gave a few more instructions, and then actually departed. Ding Nan still didn't really understand what was going on. She felt like a wife seeing her husband off to the battlefield. Seeing Ding Nan's bewildered expression, the ancestor asked solicitously, "Do you want me to bring anything back for you? As long as you like it, I don't mind getting anything." Why did it sound like a husband going on a business trip and bringing gifts back for his wife? Ding Nan really didn't dare to demand much. The ancestor could bring back whatever he wanted. She had no need to refuse. But just don't bring back anything too gruesome. Ding Nan knew what kind of good work the ancestor was going to do, so anything was fine. As long as it wasn't a war trophy, she would be very happy. So the next morning, Ding Nan quietly went to school alone. Without the ancestor by her side, it was truly too boring, completely unacceptable. Well, since she wasn't studying anyway, Ding Nan tried a few spells to fool the teacher, so she could take a nap and feel refreshed. Why tire herself out studying? This time, Ding Nan was much more proficient. She only needed to cast it once for the spell to succeed. She could sleep soundly in class without anyone daring to disturb her. It was truly satisfying. The rumors from yesterday showed no signs of cooling down. Everyone was discussing how thick-skinned Yonli-chan was. To do such a thing and still dare to come to school to study, truly shameless. But seeing her flirtatious appearance, the women in the school found her increasingly sore to the eyes. Ding Nan didn't have time to care about that much. If they didn't like her, that was their problem. And if she found them too annoying, she would just cast a spell to make them argue with each other. No need to waste energy explaining. So a few days passed, and the ancestor returned home to Ding Nan. Seeing him safe and sound, she breathed a sigh of relief in her heart. Since he was in one piece, surely he hadn't gone out to cause trouble with anyone. The ancestor was actually quite decent this time. Not only did he not cause any trouble to worry Ding Nan, but he also brought back a gift for her, a face mirror. Ding Nan was naturally very interested in this gift from the ancestor. However, This mirror didn't seem to reflect very clearly. It had two sides, but both were equally cloudy. Practically nothing could be seen. Ding-Nan thought for a while, but couldn't figure it out. How strange. Why was this mirror so useless? Logically speaking, a treasure brought back by the ancestor couldn't be that simple. Ancestor, how is this mirror used? Ding-Nan spoke up to ask. It turned out this mirror wasn't used for looking at one's face. Ding-Nan only knew this thanks to the ancestor telling her. As long as there was spiritual power, even if separated by 10,000 miles, one could still see the other person thanks to this mirror. The ancestor immediately demonstrated it for Ding-Nan to see, and sure enough, it could see things from afar. At first, Ding-Nan was very excited, but thinking it over, it was still far inferior to phones in the modern era. While this had some novelty, it wasn't that interesting. Ding-Nan's expression showed a bit of disappointment as she thought this. This caused the ancestor to unintentionally misunderstand that she didn't like the gift. So, he hastily smashed one side of the mirror, making Ding-Nan regret it immensely. Hey, it was clearly a gift for me. You didn't even ask for my opinion before smashing it. So do I get to keep the gift? Ding-Nan truly felt very regretful, but luckily one side was still preserved. Otherwise, she would have fainted from the loss. Although Ding-Nan had clearly stated she liked the gift very much, the ancestor still didn't quite trust her. He had to activate a truth spell to check Ding-Nan's words. If she had actually lied, it would have been a disaster. Fortunately, Ding-Nan truly liked this gift, so she was safe. Well, since she accidentally ended up liking this mirror so much, Ding-Nan took the initiative to speak. Ancestor, if our house had a few more mirrors like this, it would be great. One could show the grand plaza of the Gongsun Immortal Prefecture's main gate to watch disciples sparring. Another could show the bustling streets. And we could also see the ways of the world and the daily life of the mortal realm. Wouldn't that be fun? Mountains, forests, animals, or anything at all I could watch it. Then I wouldn't feel too bored anymore. Very well, that is simple, the ancestor replied calmly. He then stepped forward and tapped lightly on the mirror a few times. Immediately, the image on the mirror changed, surprising Ding-Nan greatly. Is this Mount Santai? It's so crowded and lively. The ancestor took the opportunity to tap it once more, and the scene of a burning mountain appeared before Ding-Nan's eyes. Although she didn't know what it was definitely a masterpiece created by her ancestor and no one else. Only he could orchestrate such a big event. Who else in the world would dare? Since it was a gift from the ancestor, Ding-Nan naturally wanted to try using it. But how could she do it? It looked simple, but in reality, it was quite difficult. The ancestor guessed that Ding-Nan wouldn't be able to do it, so he was already standing behind her to assist. For this, you must use spiritual power, otherwise how can you see the outside world? And so, with the ancestor's help, Ding-Nan was finally able to do it. But this script seemed a bit familiar, didn't it? Why was he pampering her like this? Ding-Nan thought to herself, are we about to fall into the domineering ancestor loves the little evil consort script? That won't do. He's probably going to demand spiritual intercourse with me again. No way. I have to change the subject immediately. So Ding-Nan quickly steered the conversation to another topic. Ancestor, aren't you going out to work today? Is everything already arranged? The time has not yet come, the ancestor replied calmly. Just let them live for a few more days. It won't be too late to settle the score then. But Ding-Nan, do you like excitement? Ding-Nan didn't know what the ancestor meant by asking that, but of course she liked it. Who wouldn't like such lively fun? That is good then, the ancestor smiled. In the coming days, the Gongsun Immortal Prefecture will be extremely lively. When that time comes, I will take you to see the most exciting moment in tens of thousands of years of the Gongsun Immortal Prefecture. Ding-Nan didn't know what that moment was, but she knew clearly that with the ancestor's attitude, it definitely couldn't be anything good. Very soon, he would go out and cause trouble again. Well, Ding-Nan was idle at home anyway, so she used the identity of Yong Li-chun, taking a maid and a guard to the market to buy new clothes. Currently, at the market, a type of floral brocade was the best-selling item. They were woven from a type of flower called Sun and Moon Adumbra, so they looked extremely rare. Ding-Nan really couldn't believe that people here love this type of flower so much. Clearly, being woven in a fabric for clothes proved this flower was very rare. Ding-Nan naturally liked this fabric, and she also liked the fabric called Star Cloud silk next to it. Ding Nan happily wanted to take all of this fabric. After all, it was very beautiful. But suddenly, the daughter of Gong Yuji, Yu Chu Hui, appeared and tried her best to make things difficult for her, not letting Ding Nan take that floral fabric. Ding Nan found this woman very familiar. It seemed she had met her somewhere before. After thinking for a while, she remembered. She was the owner of the White Wild Goose Pavilion. Last time when she went there with the ancestor, she was the one shouting the loudest among everyone. Well, Ding Nan's nature wasn't a fight with others. If she liked it, she could take it. Ding Nan didn't need it anymore. Just arguing over a small piece of fabric really wasn't worth it at all. She thought that if she just yielded, this group would let her go. But no, as she was walking away, the ancestor's snake, which Ding Nan usually carried with her, unexpectedly poked its head out, catching Yu Chu Hui's attention. Why does the snake look like the ancestor's pet? No, I must capture her. Make her hand over that snake at all costs. Otherwise, don't expect to return home in one piece today. Ding Nan was terrified upon seeing this. She had clearly yielded the fabric to them. Were they still not satisfied? Want to take her snake too? This snake was the ancestor's pet. These people must truly be tired of living. It is unknown what Ding Nan's fate will be, but this trip seems to be one where it is easy to leave, but hard to return. The ancestor still knew nothing at this moment. He was still busy within the Gongsun Immortal Prefecture, guarding the spirits on Ling Mountain. People have long whispered that within the inner sanctum of the Gongsun Immortal Prefecture, there are a total of 9 different Ling Mountains. Each Ling Mountain is occupied by the Sima clan, so the mountains are always overflowing with spiritual energy that cultivators have always craved. However, no one in the Sima clan knew that the ceaselessly surging spiritual energy had formed a system of spiritual veins. They intertwined thousands of zhang beneath the spirit mountain. These very veins condensed into a spirit core, which is the most crucial heart of each spirit mountain. The Sima clan members didn't know, but the ancestor understood it very well. At every appropriate time, he would go out to retrieve this item. Today, the spirit core of the 9th mountain had also been successfully taken by him. The dark fire had already been ignited by the ancestor. It only needs a certain east wind to blow, and it will immediately burst into flames, turning into a giant fire burning brightly in the dark night. After obtaining what he wanted, the ancestor also quickly departed. He knew very well that the Gongsun Immortal Prefecture had taken root here too deeply. In the future, it would be impossible to uproot it. However, if he could kindle a fire right inside the heart of the tree, then in the future, everything would be burned to the ground. Truly very interesting. Just doing that would be enough for total destruction, without needing to waste effort on useless actions. Thus, after the ancestor fulfilled his wish, he continued to return home to his woman. But unfortunately for him, Ding Nan was no longer in the house. According to the words of the little snake, the ancestor was truly furious when he learned that Ding Nan had been taken away by others. Damn it, truly a stupid creature. I sent you to protect her, yet you couldn't even handle that much? Fine, quickly lead me to that place. If anything happens to her, I definitely won't spare you. Thus, with the guidance of the little snake, the ancestor arrived at the dark dungeon of the Moon family. That girl is truly terrible. Just finding Ding Nan an eyesore was enough for her to capture and imprison her here. Truly arrogant beyond words. Just as the ancestor found the place, he saw Ding Nan lying collapsed on the ground. It seemed she had been abused extensively, which was why she lay there so listlessly. The ancestor was truly very worried about her, fearing that this weak body wouldn't be able to withstand the flogging and would ascend to the heavens. Later, when the ancestor asked, Ding Nan said she was just too tired, so she fell asleep. It wasn't too painful, although there were no heavy injuries. But seeing Sima Xiao arrive to rescue her, Ding Nan truly felt very relieved. I feel very uncomfortable. Ancestor, finally, you were willing to come here to save me. This place truly wants to take a person's life. That girl named Chu Hui was extremely cruel in her actions. She hit so hard that my whole body hurts. I couldn't even use my spiritual power to fight back. The more Ding Nan spoke, the more pitiful her eyes became. Furthermore, the corner of her mouth had been beaten until blood flowed out. It must have been very painful. The ancestor felt incredibly bitter seeing this scene. They're truly a bunch of lowlives. Daring to touch the ancestor's person means touching the ancestor himself. These people must certainly pay for causing pain to Sima Zhao's woman. First, he had to get Ding Nan out of this place. The rest will be dealt with later. This time, he certainly wouldn't let Ding Nan stop him. If she dared to stop Sima Zhao, he would definitely take her life. Sima Zhao would rather kill the person he loved with his own hands than watch her suffer under the hands of another. How could he bear that pain? To find the person who actually caused this, Sima Zhao had to kill many people just to get inside. After disposing of all the guards outside, Sima Zhao then calmly walked inside to carry Ding Nan out. She really didn't know exactly how many people Sima Zhao had killed. Ding Nan only felt an extremely foul stench. The smell of blood rose up so pungently that it made her incredibly nauseous. The guard before them had been dealt with. Sima Zhao's task now was to enter the Moon Palace immediately. The person he needed to deal with was here. At first, when she discovered strangers breaking into her room, Yu Chu Hui was extremely angry and shouted loudly, "Were you to be so bold? Who allowed you to dare barge into my moon pavilion?" But after she realized that the person breaking into her room was the ancestor, her eyes suddenly changed. Her attitude became much more cheerful. "Is that Dao Lord Zizong? Why does Dao Lord Zizong suddenly have the interest to visit me today?" In reality, Sima Zhao didn't have the free time to visit her today, so he didn't feel the need to answer her question. Sima Zhao focused only on his woman, pushing Ding Nan to stand in front, and continued, "Quickly peel off her face skin. Didn't this person bully you? You must take revenge yourself to be satisfied. She ordered people to beat you and injure your face. So go there and peel off her face skin. That way, no one owes anyone anything. She also had people beat you, right? Then do the same to her. Make it so her bones can never grow again. She caused you pain. Can you really just let it go? You must make her truly suffer. Only then will you be satisfied." Although Sima Zhao tried his best to persuade and force Ding Nan to follow his will, no matter how hard she tried, she couldn't do it. How could she take someone else's life? Yu Chu Hui understood the situation upon seeing this scene. She immediately spoke up to beg for forgiveness. "Dao Lord, can you please spare me? I am merely the little palace master of the Moon Palace. As long as you spare me, my mother will give you many treasures. Heaven-rank cultivation methods or spiritual artifacts. Whatever you want, we have. Please spare my life, will you?" Ding Nan didn't want to take anyone's life to begin with. Now seeing her beg like that, she couldn't bear it. "Ancestor, how about you let go first? Whatever it is, we can go home and talk about it slowly. Why do we have to kill people?" Sima Zhao naturally did not agree to return. How could he leave so quickly? But Ding Nan truly couldn't endure it anymore. The pain in her abdomen throbbed in waves, causing her immense agony. "Ancestor, can we let this go? I'm about to reach my limit." Then, Ding Nan immediately vomited blood. This made the ancestor incredibly worried. It seemed Ding Nan's abdominal pain was real. If they didn't return immediately for treatment, the condition would surely worsen. "Fine then, shut your mouth," the ancestor replied coldly. "I'll take you back to rest first. These matters can be calculated slowly later." Hearing this, Ding Nan was truly relieved. Finally, she had escaped the situation of having to kill someone with her own hands. Perhaps in other instances when threatened, she might defend herself by killing. But that is a story for later. Right now, as long as the ancestor wasn't forcing her, nothing else frightened her. The ancestor said calculate later, but that was just talk. How could he spare such cruel people? As Ding Nan and Sima Zhao stepped out of the Moon Palace, its mistress immediately sprayed blood and departed to the other world. Fortunately, after Ding Nan returned home and rested for a while, her abdominal pain subsided a bit. Otherwise, who knows how miserable it would have been. After she recovered a bit, she quickly told the ancestor about the bad things the Moon family had done to her. They used whips to beat her and brutally forced spiritual power into her wounds, making her almost faint from the overwhelming pain. The more the ancestor listened, the more irritated he felt. "If I had known those people treated you so badly, I would have been even more brutal. What happened earlier was too gentle on them." The ancestor truly felt very worried about his woman. He personally warned her, if in the future she let herself fall into such a situation again, causing him to worry, he would definitely be the first person to take her life. After Yu Chu, we had been sent off by Sima Xiao for several days. The Moon family estate still couldn't quell the pain. The most suffering person right now was probably her mother, the palace master of the Moon Palace. She was truly in agony, witnessing her child depart right before her eyes. Furthermore, unable to find the culprit drove her mad. I clearly told you to watch over my daughter. Why did you let her be harmed by others like this? The palace master of the Moon Palace dragged each guard out, beating them as if they were animals. Her actions were truly very brutal, making outsiders unable to bear it and forcing them to speak up to stop her. Palace Master Yu Qi, please do not create more killing karma. Recently, there have been many rumors about you. The young miss has passed away and cannot come back to life. Please don't go crazy like this anymore. Haven't you been aggrieved enough these past few days? Sure, Tian Lei, you haven't lost a daughter. So how could you understand my heart? She was the person I loved most in this world. Losing her is like losing my entire soul. How do you expect me to get over this? Palace Master Yu Qi, please calm down a bit. I suspect there is something hidden in this matter. It certainly has to do with Sima Xiao. Since that terrifying battle, he hasn't shown his face once. I think the most dangerous place is the safest place. Perhaps he is still hiding within this Gongshan immortal prefecture. It is likely because he is still injured. That is why it is inconvenient for him to show his face. Palace Master Yu Qi, we must quickly catch him. Otherwise, he will harm even more people. Before long, our Gongshan immortal prefecture will vanish. While everyone in the Gongshan prefecture gradually realized Sima Zhao's existence, he was currently still very calm. Because Ding Nan was in so much pain yesterday, she fell asleep and didn't want to wake up until the next morning. When the ancestor woke her up, she yawned a long yawn and continued, "Oh my, I slept so well yesterday. My stomach doesn't feel painful anymore. I feel truly very healthy, just like a carp transforming into a dragon. The wound on my face must have healed a bit by now, right?" Ding Nan happily picked up the mirror to look at her beautiful face. But a big surprise awaited her. The person appearing in the mirror was not Ding Nan, nor was it Yongli Chun, but a strange woman, making her jump. "Now you're the city lord of Fenghua City. Your name is Si Yu Xiang, and I am Little White Face, whom you yourself are keeping in this identity." Ding Nan jumped upon hearing this. Damn it, he never asked if she wanted to switch roles or not, always deciding arbitrarily. Truly incredibly annoying. But Sima Xiao, what exactly happened? What about the siblings of the Yongli Chun family? Do they remember who we are? Of course not, the ancestor replied calmly. The two siblings of the Yongli Chun family have returned to their original identities, and naturally, they won't remember anything. I have erased all traces. They certainly won't recall what they experienced. That's good then, Ding Nan replied. But ancestor, why do we have to come to this Fenghua City? Is there something that requires our presence? You ask too many questions, Ding Nan. The ancestor started to feel annoyed. You just need to follow me. You don't need to worry about the rest. So Sima Xiao led Ding Nan to a room filled with magical treasures. It was dense with spiritual energy, making her extremely excited. Oh my, this place looks amazing. Si Yu Xiang really is a wealthy tycoon. All of these are for defense, the ancestor continued calmly. Apart from defense, they have no other use, so don't waste time wondering about them. Since these were defensive items, Ding Nan was required to carry them on her person. However, they were incredibly heavy. How could she possibly carry them? At first, Ding Nan didn't intend to take them. But after looking for a while, she found a beautiful bracelet that was very light and suited her perfectly. However, according to the ancestor, it had absolutely no defensive properties. So no matter how much Ding Nan liked it, it was pointless. If it couldn't defend, why wear it? The ancestor casually threw it away, as if to get out of sight. Although Ding Nan regretted it, she didn't know what to do. From the moment she woke up until now, her whole body had felt extremely uncomfortable. Ding Nan had to continuously take medicinal pills to feel slightly better. So all day, she just sat there eating those pills like a daily snack. Thinking she was just feeling unwell, Ding Nan decided to go to bed a bit early, to rest and recover. Suddenly, the ancestor appeared out of nowhere, startling her. In his hand, he held the bracelet from earlier. It seemed he was bringing it to her. Wait, didn't you say this morning that it had no defense and couldn't be used? Why does it suddenly have defensive properties now? Did you add something to it, ancestor? Of course, I added magic to it. Such simple magic is naturally within my capabilities. It was easy. For someone with profound cultivation like the ancestor, it just took a snap of the fingers. While they were chatting happily, suddenly thunder and lightning struck outside, scaring Ding Nan out of her wits. Normally, she wasn't this fearful, but for some reason, she felt terrified of the thunder today, unlike her usual self. This isn't strange. You're probably about to have a breakthrough, which is why the phenomenon of a lightning tribulation is appearing. Sima Xiao had anticipated this, which is why he prepared the lightning tribulation bracelet for Ding Nan to wear, so she would be less affected by the tribulation. Although he had comforted her, he could see that Ding Nan's face still held extreme panic. Sima Xiao looked at his woman and gently comforted her. Rest assured, you cannot ascend to the heavens yet. You can only go when I allow it. Otherwise, never. I won't let anyone take you from my hands. Not long after assuming her new persona, Ding Nan had a task to do. She had to go to Thunder Frost Valley alone. This was a secret place within Gungshin Immortal Prefecture. Its natural structure could block part of the heavenly tribulation. People of the Sea family had a great privilege. Every time they had a breakthrough, they could go to Thunder Frost Valley to avoid the lightning. The ancestor knew this well, so before Ding Nan left, he was very worried about her. He gave her instructions, but still wasn't reassured until he personally gave her a white dragonfly to accompany her. Thinking back, the ancestor really knew how to pick people, Ding Nan thought. Si Xiang was from the Sea family like her, and coincidentally, she was also breaking through to the deity transformation stage. Asking her to impersonate Si Xiang and come here alone for the breakthrough would raise no suspicions. Not even ghosts would know. Thinking about it, it was quite interesting, but since transmigrating, she hadn't spent a single day apart from the ancestor. Now suddenly leaving him for this breakthrough, she feared she wouldn't see him for half a month. The more she thought, the sadder Ding Nan felt, though she was less sad and more sleepy. This place was truly too hot. Not a single blade of grass could grow. Fortunately, looking around, Ding Nan spotted a smooth stone block that looked cool and comfortable. It was perfect for her to lie down and rest. Sleeping on this would be delightful. Watching through a mirror, the ancestor felt extremely satisfied. She was still the same. Wherever she went, she arranged everything neatly. Truly praiseworthy. Ding Nan intended to read a book to forget her fear, but soon enough, the thunder found her. Ding Nan knew this time wouldn't be simple, so she proactively set up defenses beforehand. Who would have thought her defensive bracelet seemed to have no effect? The lightning bolts continuously surrounded her, overwhelming Ding Nan. Something seemed wrong. This doesn't seem like the 9 heavenly tribulation, Ding Nan thought. With such destructive power, I fear this is the 9 heavenly tribulation. Ding Nan was done for. She hadn't reached a level where she could defend against such powerful lightning. Out of options, Ding Nan gave up, letting the lightning bolts do whatever they wanted. But fortunately, the ancestor appeared just in time, directly blocking the lightning bolts with his bare hands, leaving Ding Nan in awe. The ancestor's magical power was truly strong. He stood in front of her as a shield, making her feel incredibly safe. Although blocking the lightning bolts injured his hands, his attitude suggested it was nothing at all. Blood flowed profusely, yet he remained calm. Only Ding Nan felt worried. Ancestor, your hands are bleeding too much. Let me help you bandage the wounds, okay? It's dangerous to leave them like that. But the ancestor didn't care about such things. As long as Ding Nan was fine, he was happy. Losing a little blood didn't matter. The ancestor didn't think much of it until he saw Ding Nan bandaging him with jade spirit ointment. This was a healing medicine Ding Nan often carried, and it turned out she had prepared it specifically for the ancestor in case he got hurt. The ancestor was naturally touched by Ding Nan's gesture, but he had never liked being bandaged. It was troublesome and looked weak. How could a heaven-shaking figure like Sima Xiao be bandaged up? It didn't look majestic at all. So annoyed, he ripped off all the bandages, ignoring Ding Nan's protests. It was truly hopeless. He was hundreds of years old, but acted like a child. Ding Nan simply couldn't handle him. Perhaps no one had taught him properly since childhood, which was why he turned out this way. Thinking about it, it made sense. For years, he only had a pet snake by his side, so of course he was spoiled. At first, Ding Nan didn't intend to coax him, but she was genuinely worried about his wounds. She feared that if the wounds reopened, it would be a big problem. so she had to coax the ancestor, promising him that she would only bandage it for 3 days, after which she would remove the bandages immediately, ensuring he wouldn't feel uncomfortable. The ancestor didn't like such constraints, and bandaging was unnecessary to him. However, he couldn't resist Ding Nan's pouting. Fine, just 3 days. The ancestor compromised, so Ding Nan actively changed the subject. Ancestor, you deliberately chose this place for my tribulation and even crafted a powerful defensive treasure for me. You surely knew my tribulation wouldn't be simple, which is why you followed me all the way here, right? Correct, the ancestor replied calmly. Because you and I merged souls, and you're tainted with my aura, it led to the 9-9 lightning tribulation. The Sima clan is nearly extinct today, and since this matter involves the fate of the heavenly Tao, it surely wants to use this opportunity to eradicate the Sima line. Extinct, Ding Nan asked in confusion. But as I recall, the Gengxian Chronicles clearly state that the Sima clan had many powerful immortals who ascended to godhood. How could they go extinct so easily? Ascended to godhood? The ancestor laughed upon hearing this. That is the biggest joke of this era. There is no such simple thing. In the past, every time an immortal ascended, the spiritual energy of heaven and earth became incredibly abundant. Ding Nan, do you know why? Ding Nan remained silent. So Sima Xiao was forced to continue. Actually, it's because those people never made it to the heavenly realm. Their souls dissolved into heaven and earth. Their souls and bodies turned into the purest spiritual energy to nourish this world. I know this because the last member of the Sima clan verified it. If this weren't true, then why hasn't anyone dared to ascend for so many years? The Sea clan dared to blatantly plot against the remaining Sima clan members, even raising and imprisoning them as if nothing happened, personally seizing my family's territory step by step. Hearing this, Ding Nan understood the reason. She didn't want the ancestor to say more, fearing the consequences would pile up. She was afraid that heaven was angry at the truth the ancestor spoke and would soon take his life. In reality, the ancestor himself could ascend, turning his soul into the best nourishment for this world. But unfortunately, his soul harbored a spirit fire, so that wasn't possible. This time, the ancestor didn't come here just to save Ding Nan. He also wanted to take her to a secret place to show her a truth she had never known before. Deep within this mountain, a treasure called the Thunderstone was kept. It was the heart of Thunder Valley. The valley could withstand lightning tribulations, partly thanks to it. Technically, the ancestor shouldn't have taken it, but since this Thunder Valley was created by the Sima clan, the items within it belong to the Sima clan. So why couldn't the ancestor take it? The ancestor intended to take this to give to Ding Nan, the most important woman in his life. After retrieving the spoils, Ding Nan spent all day in the Fenghua City Lord's residence, mesmerized by the treasure. Sima Xiao really spoiled his woman. He not only gave the Thunderstone to Ding Nan, but also helped her embed it into the necklace she was wearing. It was truly enough to make anyone jealous. Seeing Ding Nan so delighted with the necklace, the ancestor approached and instructed her gently. In the future, if you encounter cultivators like that Shirtian Lei and can't escape, just lie down and let him hit you. Even if he uses all his strength, it would take him a whole day to break this defensive necklace, so you can be completely at ease. But what if he manages to break it? How would I fight back then? Ding Nan asked in confusion. But rest assured about this matter, I was already there to save you then. You just need to continue lying there. Having someone like the ancestor by your side is truly great. He is always arrogant, but everything he says, he can accomplish. His comprehension is terrifyingly high, his strength powerful enough to defy the heavens and crush armies. In heaven and earth, truly no one has ever surpassed him, so his arrogance is only natural. This time, Ding Nan incarnated as Si Yu Xiang without knowing that. This woman was very fond of handsome men, so she kept quite a few by her side. Moreover, these handsome men would recommend themselves for bed matters every fortnight or so. This was almost a monthly custom. However, how could Ding Nan know this? One fine day, while she was lying quietly sunbathing, a handsome man suddenly walked up, then gently asked, Xiang, lately I heard you haven't sought anyone to serve you. What happened? Have you perhaps grown tired of us? Because this young master, Mu, suddenly touched Ding Nan. It made her startle instinctively. The ancestor, who was standing far away, also saw all of this. How could he endure his woman being bullied like that? So the ancestor went directly to Ding Nan's side, then whispered into her ear, "You take action and take his life. He deserves it." So before Ding Nan could even agree, the ancestor was by her side, assisting her in killing the person. This caused her such mental shock that she couldn't comprehend it. Sima Xiao was born in a harsh environment. If he didn't kill, the one killed would be him. So this matter was completely normal to him, but for Ding Nan, it was completely wrong. She had no right to take anyone's life, let alone act so cruelly. Ding Nan really felt extremely disgusted. The smell of blood annoyed her greatly. In uncontrollable anger, she suddenly shouted in Sima Xiao's face, "Don't touch me anymore. I really don't want to talk to you at all. Sima Xiao, I really have to make this clear to you. I have never forced you to do anything, so I hope you don't treat me so harshly either." Saying that, Ding Nan turned her back and walked away, leaving the ancestor in shock. This was the first time someone had spoken to him like that. It truly stunned him. Knowing he had pushed her too far this time, the ancestor secluded himself for 3 days to atone. After the 3 days ended, assuming surely Ding Nan had cooled down, he actively went to find her. But it was really strange. Sima Xiao searched the whole house but still couldn't find Ding Nan anywhere. This really made him go crazy. Truly bold. She dare to leave me? This is truly unacceptable. But luck was truly on the ancestor's side. He finally managed to find his woman. Turns out Ding Nan hadn't run away. She was just too bored, so she went out fishing to relieve stress, having no other intention. The necklace Ding Nan was wearing contained the ancestor's tracking magic. So thanks to this, he quickly found her. Actually, before, I heard everyone say that Piao Yao would taste very good, so I once wanted to eat it with you. But now what? I don't even want to look at your face, let alone eat together. The ancestor knew he was wrong, so he promised himself that he wouldn't do that again in the future. The ancestor naturally knew what Ding Nan was angry about. So although Ding Nan was a bit excessive with him, he wouldn't scold her, nor even get angry at her. He would agree to everything she said, as long as Ding Nan didn't leave. Actually, from the day Ding Nan killed that person until now, she had nightmares every day, making her unable to sleep peacefully. Considering everything, the ancestor was indeed partly at fault in this matter. He already regretted it, and now hearing Ding Nan speak like that, he regretted it even more. Sima Xiao really didn't know how to atone for his mistake, so he immediately hugged and comforted her. "All right, don't cry anymore. You crying like that really breaks my heart. Next time, I won't act on my own like that again. You have to promise me," Ding Nan continued. "In the future, if there's something I don't want to do, then don't force me anymore, okay?" As Ding Nan spoke, she cried even louder, really making the ancestor wonder what nightmare she had that was so terrifying. Turns out in the dream, Ding Nan saw a woman slaughtering a pig. How could Sima Xiao have expected this? Is it scary? A woman slaughtering a pig. What's scary about that? You don't know, but that is really terrifying, Ding Nan continued. When I was small and living with my grandmother, I often saw her slaughtering pigs, so I was terrified and traumatized. Now seeing the ancestor kill people is exactly the same. How could I not have nightmares? The bad memories of my childhood returned. Well, everyone has their own nightmares, the ancestor sighed. This is a jade pillow. If you use this to rest your head and sleep, there probably won't be any more nightmares. Oh, you also have a pig-shaped pillow? And this pig is made of jade? That's truly great. Sima Xiao, hearing this, was also baffled with a question mark. He didn't know why this woman looked at everything and saw a pig. Actually, that was not a normal pig, but a spirit beast that eats nightmares. It is the dream tapir of legends? This is the first time I've seen this animal. A dream tapir is considered a legend? The ancestor had a question mark. If you like seeing legends like that, I will take you to see one, to let you know how the word legend is really written. So the ancestor quickly took Ding Nan to Tai Wei Peak. Here, a ceremony was taking place that people often called a legend. According to normal custom, every 100 years, Gongxin Immortal Prefecture organizes a ceremony. From a perspective of the major and minor immortal mountains in the spiritual land, this ceremony coincided with the ancestor of Gongxin Immortal Prefecture, which is also the day I exit seclusion. So this is naturally a grand occasion. But besides that, they might lie about this ceremony and tell everyone that I need to go into seclusion. However, that doesn't affect me at all. I have prepared gifts for them all. When the time comes, let it be as bustling as they want. It could be even more bustling than now. Both were talking very happily when suddenly a void phoenix appeared. This was the thing people often mentioned with the word legend alongside the ceremony. The descendants of the Phoenix clan, as far as the ancestor knew, had all perished. Only this one remained, so it was extremely precious. Tion Lu liked rare spirit beasts like this, so he intentionally opened this small pavilion to raise them. However, this place wasn't very important, and the guard were negligent, so there would be a good show to watch. Saying this, the ancestor suddenly smiled, then gently told Ding Nan to return home first. He still had some matters to resolve, so he had to stay a while. Ding Nan naturally understood the ancestor's meaning. She didn't question him further, but actively returned. In her heart, she only hoped that the ancestor definitely wouldn't be injured again this time. Otherwise, she would be truly worried. The ancestor indeed guessed correctly. Inside this place, there was a barrier. He really wondered what exactly did that guy Tion Lu hide in this place. Looking at such a dense barrier, surely inside must be something extremely terrible. It couldn't be an ordinary thing. So Sima Xiao decided to go inside to check. Wanting to know what it was, he had to find out for himself. But there was one thing he really didn't understand. In this world, there were still insects of the demon realm. Could it be that Tion Lu was despicable enough to collude with the demon realm? Moreover, using illusions to blind others. Demon insects and arrays were all fully present. Tion Lu had really invested heavily this time, but it was very regrettable. No matter how hard he tried, he couldn't stop Sima Xiao from finding out the truth. So, within about 10 seconds, Sima Xiao arrived at his destination. When Sima Xiao arrived, curiosity arose in his heart. This place originally wasn't Taiwei Peak, nor a minor peak, but seemed to be an artificial space. Moreover, there was a barrier inside. It was truly extremely complicated. Sima Xiao originally intended to destroy this place, but then he suddenly heard a calling sound ring out. Someone kept calling him inside. Moreover, it reeked of a bloody scent that made even Sima Xiao, who was used to it, feel disgusted. Turns out, inside contained something very special that had been waiting for Sima Xiao for a long time. His father, Sima Shi. Seeing his biological father imprisoned before his eyes, Sima Xiao actually felt nothing. This man was rumored to have committed suicide. Turns out he hadn't passed on yet. Sima Xiao originally felt it was strange, but the Fengshan spiritual fire on his father's body made him wonder even more. That Fengshan spiritual fire was unique in this world. It originally shouldn't be on his father's body, so why did it appear? Turning back time a bit to the past, Sima Shi will explain for us to understand why he still hasn't met his end. Turns out this guy not only held the identity of Sima Shi, but he was also Sima Yin from many generations ago. Since he was small, he realized early on that the Sea clan had ambitions to raise new spiritual fires and didn't hesitate to secretly imprison people of the Du family. But Sima Yin's lifespan was too short. He had long run out of time to stop them. Sima Yin knew for sure that he couldn't live any longer, so he deposited his soul into Sima Shi's body. He really wanted to fuse with the Fengshan spiritual fire to destroy all those people. But the Fengshan spiritual fire was truly too strong. He couldn't do anything, so he feigned madness and committed suicide, then willingly let them take him here. He knew for sure that Sima Xiao, his son, was originally a filial and obedient child, so he waited. You possess a rare, atavistic bloodline. From the moment you were born into this world, I knew heaven wouldn't destroy the path of survival for my Fengshan clan. As long as you live, the Fengshan clan will also exist eternally. But Sima Xiao, that group of people is really about to arrive. My son, obediently swallow the spiritual fire on my body. Otherwise, that group of people will take your life. So, before Sima Shi could finish his words, the people of the Sea clan arrived. He demanded Sima Xiao to stop, but he had no reason to stop. Let's just fight a life-and-death battle and see who the real winner is. Ding Nan, having returned home by this time, was extremely worried. She didn't know if the ancestor was okay or if he was injured anywhere. She was initially extremely worried for Sima Xiao, but after a while, she clicked her tongue and told herself, He is a person with high cultivation. I'm afraid that by the time he kills everyone in this world, I wouldn't even have been born yet. What nonsense am I worrying about? Ding Nan originally intended to eat a little something to fill her stomach. Then I'll watch a few shows on that double-sided mirror and go to rest. But something seems to be missing, though Ding Nan can't quite explain it. Ah, that's right. Ding Nan nods to herself. I haven't seen Little Black anywhere all day today. He must be very hungry by now. I need to feed him quickly. But something is very strange. Even though Ding Nan is called until her throat is hoarse, she still doesn't see Little Black anywhere. Moreover, for some reason, she feels as if something is tightly constricting her, an extremely painful sensation that makes her feel incredibly uncomfortable. The formation she created to protect herself has also been broken. Who would dare to do such things to me, I wonder? It turns out that Si Tian Lu's younger sister, Si Tian Du, had noticed something unusual for a long time. She had seen through the fact that Ding Nan was not Si Tian Xiang. So, taking advantage of the fact that Ding Nan is home alone today, she has to capture her personally. I truly never expected this even in my dreams. Si Tian Du continues speaking. To be able to drive Sima Zhao's mind into madness, and even having a powerful object protecting her by her side, this woman is indeed his weakness. My elder brother gave strict orders to bring this person back to him as a bargaining chip at all costs. We absolutely cannot let her run away. But Ding Nan has no intention of running away either. She knows for sure that the ancestor will definitely come to rescue her, so there is no need to waste effort running. Besides, her cultivation is nowhere near as high as theirs, so enduring being tied up for a while is fine. Sima Xiao is currently extremely bloodthirsty. His power is truly immense, leaving the people of the Sea Clan stunned. The Sea Clan group has been able to fight Sima Xiao for this long, so I fear their abilities are not too bad. However, the ancestor has played enough now, and does not want to waste any more energy. So he decides to send these people on their way. Then he will burn this entire place down, officially wiping out a cruel clan from the face of the earth. Sima Xiao will definitely win this time. He is very confident in himself, and the people of Gongxin Immortal Prefecture cannot possibly fight against him. So what else could it be but victory? But luckily for Gongxin Immortal Prefecture, Si Tian Du had already calculated this. She uses an illusion to transmit a message to Sima Xiao, saying, "You will regret it if you dare to level the entire Gongxin Immortal Prefecture, because the woman you love most is currently at Taishan Peak. If you burn that place down, she will ascend to heaven as well. Even if we die, she won't survive either, so Sima Xiao, you should think very carefully." Sima Xiao was extremely eager for battle, yet when Si Tian Du mentioned Ding Nan, he froze immediately. He truly hadn't thought this far, that the woman he loves most has become a hostage of that Gongxin Immortal Prefecture bunch. Receiving the bad news, Sima Zhao's whole body went rigid. Meanwhile, at Taishan Peak, everything is still proceeding exactly according to plan. This time we have gathered the elite disciples and set up an inescapable dragnet at Taishan Peak. Furthermore, Sima Xiao is still injured. We will definitely succeed this time. Seeing Si Zhanzi's smug face, Liao Tingyin finds it even more ridiculous. What are you guys thinking? Making such a fuss just to deal with Sima Xiao alone? It's a pity that all this is just wasted effort. Her provocative words truly make those people very angry. Unable to control their emotions, they immediately rush over and give her a painful slap, slapping her while scolding. Look at that, about to go collect your lunchbox, and you still dare to laugh. Demoness, behave yourself. Today is doomsday for you and Sima Xiao. Ah, right. Liao Tingyin is startled into realization as she hears him scold her. They always consider themselves the righteous sect, while the ancestor and I are just the villains. This feeling of justice about to defeat evil, perhaps a villain like me can sense it too. The ancestor had warned me many times before not to get close to the inner prefecture. This place surely hides many dangers, but now I have no other choice. Fighting is naturally out of the question for me, and I can't send news out either. Now I can only pray that the ancestor won't be too angry when he finds out. Otherwise, I don't know what to do myself. While interrogating Liao Tingyin, the crowd here shouts even louder. Sima Xiao took my daughter's life. So why is this woman still allowed to live in comfort? Palace Master, can you please calm down a little? We have his woman in our hands. Sima Xiao will definitely be somewhat apprehensive. Can we settle this slowly when the time comes? Despite the attempts to console her, this woman has no intention of letting Liao Ting Yin off the hook. She screams loudly and rushes towards her. Stop talking nonsense. I want this demoness to taste the pain of losing my daughter. True to being a person of her word, she immediately attacks Liao Ting Yin relentlessly. But fortunately, she is able to escape it easily. Even Liao Ting Yin can't believe this. She widens her eyes and says loudly, "Good heavens, this necklace is indeed the ancestors' handiwork. It's too strong. Even the moon ring sword could cut Si Tian Du's zither strings, yet it cannot break this treasure. Wearing it directly on me like this, I guess I have nothing to fear anymore." Realizing their prey is about to run away, the group immediately rushes to capture her and warns, "Hey, you better behave yourself. Don't even dream of escaping." Actually, Liao Ting Yin isn't foolish enough to leave just like that. With the enemy as numerous as the Mongol army like this, how could she leave? After securing Liao Ting Yin, the group continues to deliberate. "Palace Master, the great matter is right before our eyes. We must not be hasty for a moment." As soon as this sentence is spoken, the heaven and earth immediately shift, causing the group to ask each other in terror, "What is this? Has Sima Xiao really arrived?" Not keeping everyone waiting any longer, fire starts to rage all around, reaching the sky. It is indeed Sima Xiao. This violent fire is his clearest identifying sign. Wherever he appears, the fire spreads intensely. But Sima Xiao still cannot find his person. This truly makes him extremely angry. He screams loudly in despair, "Liao Ting Yin, where are you? I won't let you leave so easily like this. You cannot leave me like this." So Sima Xiao immediately performs a soul hooking spell. "It's fine as long as I successfully hook the soul back. It doesn't matter even if the body is gone. As long as the soul is alive, everything can be revived. As long as she lazily lies beside me, I can take care of everything." But how ironic, her soul is not in this group of souls. However, her soul isn't so fragile that it would dissipate immediately. It must definitely still be here somewhere. Just somewhere in this darkness. Sima Xiao truly feels incredibly confused at this moment, crying loudly while hopelessly calling Liao Ting Yan's name in the night. "I promise you, I won't let something like today happen again. Why can't I find your soul? Where on earth is Liao Ting Yan?" Just like that, Sima Xiao's madness has lasted for 10 years. Everything has changed a lot now. The Demon Realm's Hack City has also transformed into a strange, bustling place, no longer like it was before. Standing out in that lively street, the voice of a woman named Hong La overpowers everything else. She seems to be very angry. "Oh my god, I'm so angry I could go reincarnate. That guy messed around all day and still accomplished nothing. If news of this gets out, my martial brothers and sisters will laugh until their sides split." Liao Ting Yin has now become a different woman. 10 years later, she appears with a new title, Si Yin. Listening to Hong La complain, she bursts out laughing. "Oh my, cultivating this wind and moon path is so tiring, and it's easy to hit a bottleneck in the realm. Why can't I meet a demon general or a demon lord? If I could sleep one night with someone of such cultivation, I'm sure I would have broken through the bottleneck long ago. But it really is too tiring. Those demon lords and demon generals are mostly old men. I can't sleep with those people. At least let it be a young, handsome man, right?" "Ah, that's right. Yin Yin, have you heard? Demon Lord Sima Xiao of the East City seems to be about to attack our place. If he really attacks here, I wouldn't dare plot against the Demon Lord, but looking at a few handsome demon generals would be fine." "Oh my god, I'm serious, Yin Yin. If your face wasn't ruined, couldn't the two of us hook a man with high cultivation?" Mentioning this reminds Yin Yin. Actually, the scar on her face didn't appear naturally. 10 years ago, my father was the sect leader of Gongxin Immortal Prefecture. He provoked that great devil Sima Xiao, causing him to fly into a rage and destroy the entire Gongxin Immortal Prefecture. My Si family was also shattered. Only a few people managed to survive. That is what my father told me. As for what happened before that, I completely cannot remember anything. According to father, I ended up like this because of that guy Sima Xiao. His power was too great, causing me to lose my memory and my whole clan to be separated. It took 10 years to find each other again. Now everyone has been reunited. According to my father, in the past, my aunt and I were very close. Actually, it's true that Yin Yin remembers nothing of this life, but she remembers her past life perfectly. My name was originally Zhou Yin, just an ordinary office worker. When I first crossed over, my father even asked if I remembered who I was. How could I possibly know? Clearly, I have amnesia. Actually, since I didn't remember anything, I just followed whatever my father said. If he says I'm close to my aunt, then I'll be close. But it seems we aren't that close. It feels a bit forced. Knowing that something is wrong with her situation, Yin Yin tried pretending to sleep to test it out. True enough, her father is hiding something from her, even using a soundproof barrier to prevent others from listening. But luckily, Hong La and I learned how to break it a long time ago. Family members treating each other like outsiders. It's not fair at all. According to what Yin Yin overheard, her aunt was fretting to her father. Sima Xiao still doesn't believe that his woman is gone after all these years. He keeps searching everywhere. Now he suspects us. He'd rather kill the wrong person than let one slip away. Whenever he sees members of the C family, he acts very brutally. What should we do now? Can Xian help us? I really can't wait anymore. Hearing this, Yin Yin vaguely realizes. It turns out Sima Xiao is her clan's greatest enemy. But what does this have to do with her? Xian's aunt seemingly still hasn't realized someone is eavesdropping. So she shouts in frustration, I've seen it. Even though she lost her memory, she doesn't want to oppose Sima Xiao at all. Truly an adulterous couple. In the beginning, we shouldn't have saved her. We should have just let her die. Hearing this, her father immediately voices his objection. No, if we let her die like that, Sima Xiao would go completely mad from losing his love. Oh my god, what did my dad just say? Yin Yin is truly so shocked, she can't even breathe. A great enemy like Sima Xiao actually had feelings for me? Did they used to love each other? What kind of Romeo and Juliet version is this? No wonder that aunt kept looking at me strangely, and father spent all day stuffing thoughts of hatred against Sima Xiao into me, making me hate him to the point of madness. Now everything has an answer. But what does Sima Xiao and Si Yin loving each other have to do with me? What if one unlucky day I meet that great demon king? If he discovers I'm occupying his lover's body, won't I die miserably? This won't do. I must find Hong La to talk immediately. She is a master of love, full of experience. Maybe she knows a way to help me survive. So, Yin Yin immediately went to Hong La's place in the night. However, before she could say anything, the fire came looking for both of them again. The appearance of fire is also a sign of Sima Xiao. My father once told me that the snake is famous throughout the demon realm, with a reputation equal to its master. Everyone calls it the demon dragon to show respect. Now that it has appeared along with a great fire, Sima Xiao will surely come looking for us soon. I can't stay Hong La. I probably have to go back to my home for a bit. My father is disabled. He cannot run. Even though he isn't her biological father, Yin Yin herself couldn't allow herself to abandon him. So Yin quickly returned to her home to check the situation. However, it seems everything was safer than she thought. Upon seeing her appear, her father spoke gently. Hurry and pack your things. We are preparing to leave this place. The city lord has surrendered. That Sima Xiao arrived much faster than we imagined. So we must scramble to leave immediately. Right now, the situation is very tense. All roads out are guarded by East City demon cultivators. Leaving at this moment would only attract more attention. Let's wait 2 days to assess the situation, then decide. For these 2 days, do not wander outside. Stay obediently at home, alright? Although Yin didn't quite understand, she still agreed, though her heart didn't feel comfortable at all. Are we really leaving this place? For 10 years, the father and brother of the C family only knew to teach me to hate Sima Xiao and didn't let me interact much with outsiders. In this room, there is no one who is my friend. For all these years, the only friend I could truly talk to was Hong La leaving in such a rush now. I don't know when I'll be able to see her again. Regardless, I should say goodbye to her. So, the following night, taking advantage of the time when the C family members and her brother were asleep, she had to go find Hong La. Although the city lord had surrendered, the city was still in chaos. Yin quickly ran to the Rouge Terrace, but this place was truly too complicated. Yin couldn't wait there for long. Thus, she could only wait for Hong La in the back courtyard. However, before she could leave, Hong La was harmed right in front of her eyes. Seeing her friend harmed in front of her without being able to do anything, Yin truly felt very indignant. These demon cultivators were truly too cruel. Not only did they take advantage of the girls here, but they also took their lives. Hong La, if only I had arrived a bit earlier, you wouldn't have lost your life so miserably. Hong La, I will definitely avenge you. So please rest in peace and close your eyes. So Yin Yin waited in ambush for those demon cultivators, waiting for a real opportunity for revenge. As soon as she saw those men walking over happily, Yin Yin immediately took action. Remembering when Hong La was still alive, she had once happily told Yin Yin, "If one day I'm no longer in this world, I really want you to help take care of my funeral. I don't want to be ignored by everyone after I'm gone, or be sold to the corpse refiners. Who knows what kind of thing we might turn into." So, after Yin Yin finished dealing with that group of people, she immediately returned to where Hong La was still lying coldly. Who would have expected that Sima Zhao's snake would appear? Wasn't it supposed to be outside the city? How can it smell the strawberry wine like this? What kind of demonic dog nose is this? At this moment, Sima Zhao also stepped closer and closer, making Yin herself feel full of question marks. Doesn't he want to take my life? Why is he calling me to come closer to him? Wait a minute, why doesn't this Sima Zhao look anything like what my father described? He's calling me closer like this. Could it be that he has recognized me? Oh my god, does that mean I have to act out a scene of lovers reunited after a long separation? Meeting again with emotion, wanting to refuse but not having the heart to? Oh heavens, he is getting closer and closer, and the pressure he creates is so immense that I can't move at all. Ignoring Yin Yan's panic, Sima Zhao came right up to her and spoke gently. "Liao Tingyan, I have finally found you." Being held tightly in Sima Zhao's arms, Yin Yan's mind was truly in chaos. Her father's warnings kept echoing in her heart. Sima Zhao is the great enemy of our clan. He even harmed you to this state. If one day you have the chance to meet him again, do not be soft-hearted. Send him to meet his ancestors. Yin Yin could absolutely strike at this moment, but for some reason, she felt so sleepy. The aura on this man's body was truly too comfortable, making me so drowsy. Moreover, he kept saying loudly by my side, "If you want to sleep, then sleep. I will be here to protect you." Yin Yin really felt very strange at this moment. Her body felt like she had just finished 3 days and 3 nights of continuous overtime and finally got to go home and lay her head on her beloved bed. Did this mysterious pretty boy spray something like sleeping gas on me, or what? Oh my god, I can't fall asleep so easily like this. Besides, he is the great demon head. How can I sleep with peace of mind? Although she warned herself so carefully, in the end, when she woke up, Yin Yin found herself sleeping in the forbidden palace of E-City. Oh my god, Yin Yin didn't know what to do other than blame herself for being so useless. The vigilance that I worked so hard to cultivate for so long, who knows where it has disappeared to? Sima Zhao didn't seem to care much about that. He just gently asked her, "Have you finished resting? If you have finished resting, then answer me. Where have you been these past few years? Did the C family take you away? Is that Si Tianlu by your side?" Yin had just woken up when she was bombarded with questions by this guy, making her feel extremely crazy. Heavens, this guy is cheating. How does he know everything happening around me? Although she didn't understand what Sima Zhao was saying, Yin still enthusiastically replied, "I was in Hack City. The Si Tianlu you just mentioned is my father." Sima Zhao was acting very normal, but the moment Yin replied, it drove him mad. "Oh my god, what? You call that Si Tianlu father? You acknowledge a thief as your father?" Yin, what is wrong with you? Pausing a moment to get over the shock, Sima Zhao continued, "You are so stupid. Do you believe whatever that old man says? He wants to be your father. Is he truly worthy? Why didn't you try to find me even once?" The more Yin listened to this guy, the more absurd she found it. "I don't know you. Why would I go look for you?" Sima Zhao truly couldn't believe his ears anymore. "You don't know me? What did that Si Tianlu say to you to make you detest me so much?" "He didn't say much," Yin replied. "He just said that 10 years ago I lost my memory, and that you were the enemy of my clan, so I was forced to feel resentment towards you." Sima Zhao couldn't hold back anymore. That old man most likely used the soul cleansing technique of the Si family to wipe away your existing memories. Listen to me clearly. Your name is Liao Tingyan. You do not have any relationship with that old man named Si. He simply wanted to use you to deal with me. It is all due to that hateful old man. Next time I catch him and bring him back, I will definitely crush both his body and soul bit by bit to vent your anger for you, alright? Yin truly felt more confused the more she listened. She didn't know who was telling the truth anymore. She genuinely wanted to listen to her father, but she couldn't take someone else's life without reason. With just one look, Sima Xiao recognized that this was his woman. Only she could have such a compassionate heart. Fine then, it doesn't matter if you believe them now. Wait until I capture that Si Tianlu, and I will let you hear him speak for yourself. Initially, Yin still doubted Sima Xiao a lot. However, why did his eyes become so gentle? Could it be that he truly had loved? This made Yin feel extremely puzzled. Coincidentally at that moment, Sima Xiao's men also entered from outside to report, "Master and Madam, there are only this many scarlet cherries in the city right now." He spoke while pointing at the basket of cherries in front of him, making Yin stunned. "Oh my god, what do you mean only this many?" Buying a small plate of scarlet cherries takes a whole pile of magic stones. Each plate only has 9 tiny fruits. Why are you using a whole basket to hold them? Do you have that many quartz stones? Despite her confusion, when Yin was fed by Sima Xiao, she felt extremely blissful. "I worked at the Rouge Terrace for several years, and the magic stones I earned weren't even enough to buy a small plate of scarlet cherries. I didn't expect that after being captured, I would be able to eat scarlet cherries until I was full like this." Well, seeing his woman so happy, Sima Xiao felt very reassured. He immediately ordered his subordinates to carry out a task. "Go and occupy the 3 cities of Zichlao, Koi Xe, and Qfong for me." Hearing this order, Yin immediately noticed something strange. Those 3 cities seemed to be the great cities in the southern demon realm that specialized in growing scarlet cherries. Haha, have I really become Yangwei Fei? The more she thought about it, the more delighted Yin felt, but she couldn't tell Sima Xiao. If he knew she wanted to eat scarlet cherries from the outside world, he would probably unite the entire demon realm and invade the cultivation world. As she spoke, Yin became even more confused. "Wait, where's the scar on my face?" When Yin reached up to touch it, the scar on her face had disappeared, surprising her greatly. Actually, the moment he saw that scar, Sima Xiao had immediately realized in his heart, wasn't that the burn caused by my spiritual fire 10 years ago? That year, if I hadn't been too overconfident, how could I have given that Si Tianlu a chance? And to think it caused her to suffer such a disaster because of me. It's been 10 years, and I searched everywhere, but couldn't find trace of you. Finally, I gradually understood that what is terrifying is not death, but the separation it brings. It is truly too terrible. Yin also gradually realized that the look on his face seemed to be immersed in some painful memory. Now that the two of us are looking at each other like this, usually the next step would be a kiss. No, this won't do. I can't do that with this guy. I still want to eat scarlet cherries. Why are you putting me on the bed now? After speaking, Sima Xiao moved closer and closer, making Yin panic endlessly. But contrary to what she was thinking, this guy didn't seem to be that bad. He just wanted to put an anklet on her. Truly, this move by Sima Xiao was quite a surprise. This anklet is so beautiful. It's just that I'm not used to wearing jewelry on my leg. Can I switch to wearing it on my arm? Moreover, such a precious magical treasure. Are you giving it to me so easily? Sima Xiao looked at his woman affectionately and continued. After it has recognized its master, even I cannot remove it. This defensive treasure is unique in the world. No one can break its defense to hurt you. Even I cannot. No one will be able to hurt you anymore, including me. Seeing his eyes looking at her so gently and painfully, Yin couldn't help but feel choked up inside. Seeing his woman starting to be moved, Sima Xiao felt something was wrong. He immediately grabbed Yin's wrist and asked, "Hey Ting Yin, don't you think I have bad intentions and want to imprison you? How could you?" Yin smiled happily and replied, "Didn't you make it clear to me that this is a gift? How has it become something to imprison me now?" Realizing his woman had no suspicion, Sima Xiao spoke gently. "All right, let's go. I will take you to see something." Originally, Yin wanted to ask what it was, but then she thought, I often feel confused because I can't keep up with this ancestor's train of thought, but seeing him so happy, I really can't bear to interrupt. It's best to stay silent now. Whatever he wants to show me is fine. I dare not have an opinion. So Yin calmly followed him. However, the tower he brought her to looked very familiar. His back also made her feel dizzy because it was so familiar. Could it be that I have been here before? Before Yin could figure it out, Sima Xiao spoke softly. Back then, you climbed this tower, so tired you almost fainted on the stairs. At that time, I thought you were truly very weak. I had never seen anyone weaker than you. The snake I raised was many times more formidable than you. But don't worry, relying on you to walk up the stairs like this won't be as tiring as before. After all, you have now reached the cultivation of the deity transformation stage. Climbing a few steps isn't difficult. All right, come here with me. As soon as he finished speaking, Sima Xiao hurriedly picked Yin up and ran very fast, making her even more puzzled. What is it now? Why does this great lord always do whatever he wants? Doesn't he know how to ask for someone's opinion? Turns out, after running for a while, the scene that appeared before her eyes made Yin gasp in amazement because it was so beautiful. All these are the kind of lamps you like. Later, when I moved the Three Saints Mountain Tower here, I added them. How about it, Yin? Do you like it? The two looked at each other happily, and they stepped inside to take a look. As soon as they entered, the fire boy from years ago shouted in anger. Good heavens, Sima Xiao, I will really take your life. Your woman losing her life has nothing to do with me. It was because you were stupid, calculating on your own, and accidentally burning her to death. Why are you blaming me now? And you even poured water on me. Is your brain flooded? You don't feel pain, but I do. You stinking idiot who doesn't think of others. The fire boy raged for a while before suddenly realizing, isn't this woman of yours dead? How did you find her again now? But Sima Xiao didn't give him a chance to say more, because deep down he knew very well that if he let him speak more, there would only be curses. It was better to use this time to explain things to Yin. Before, I asked you to water him. Who knew you would teach him to talk nonsense? And he curses even more unpleasantly than you. All right, let's skip that matter, okay? Yin, look. So this tower was originally at Three Saints Mountain. After I destroyed Two Saints Mountain, I moved it here. I hate this tower very much because it imprisoned me for the past 500 years. From the beginning, I was determined that when I left, I would definitely kill all those who locked me in the tower. I've said that. So Yin, do you hate me? Yin really couldn't understand at this moment why Sima Xiao would ask her that. Why would I hate you? You didn't imprison me. Can I go down there to take a look in a few days? Of course, Sima Xiao agreed immediately. But that didn't satisfy Yin. If I don't want to stay here, then it's called imprisonment. But if I want to stay, then it's not called imprisonment. Thanks to this statement from Yin, Sima Xiao knew clearly that she wanted to stay here with him. Gently patting her head, he said, I knew it. In your heart, you still want to trust me more than those people, right? It had been a few days, and Yin was still peaceful by Sima Xiao's side. It seemed she had no intention of leaving. While taking the pill Sima Xiao gave her, Yin turned and asked quietly, this cultivation recovery pill is so delicious. Do you have more? It wasn't that Yin was being gluttonous, but this pill was sweet just like candy. It was just like the white vaccine she ate when she was little, seemingly called polio sugar candy. Anyway, let's ignore this for now. According to Sima Xiao's subordinate, this detoxification pill is enough to eliminate all the toxins from the old medicine, as well as everything stagnant. This old man has been refining this antidote for many years. The prediction of the medicine's effect will not be wrong. It absolutely cannot make people stupid, so please don't worry. Seeing his woman enjoying it so much, Sima Xiao couldn't bear to refuse and immediately ordered his subordinate. Then in the future, refine some more pills without the detoxification effect, but keep the taste the same. Everything seemed to be resolved here. Today, I also want to take you to meet someone. Hearing that, Yin honestly felt very curious. Who is that person? Is it an acquaintance of mine? Before Yin could wonder more, Sima Xiao immediately confirmed. That's right. It turned out the person Sima Xiao wanted Yin to meet was her aunt. This person had already been captured by Sima Xiao, and he had even used torture to punish her. Needless to say, when she saw Yin, the aunt was furious. But there was no choice. Sima Xiao didn't allow her to say anything more. Immediately, the soul-searching technique was used by Sima Xiao, making Yin understand more clearly about the past. It turned out she had fought with her aunt so much before. Furthermore, in the memories Yin saw, her aunt shouted loudly, watch Liao Ting Yin very carefully. She's our final pawn to help us deal with that Sima Xiao. Now I will go reinforce senior brother first. You handle the remaining matters here. Sima Xiao, you will definitely regret this. The woman following you will too. So that was how everything was. The more she witnessed these things, the more Yin Yan's head hurt. It turned out her aunt's cultivation was much higher than Yin Yan's. Because Sima Xiao was leading Yin Yan through the soul search, this headache was understandable. Sima Xiao supported Yin Yan while gently comforting her. Can you try to endure a little longer? It's just a short memory segment, so try your best. While speaking, Sima Xiao tried to coax her. How is it, after witnessing all this, do you trust me more? Yin naturally believed him. However, up until this moment, Sima Xiao was slightly skeptical. Clearly, since meeting her, she was still the same. No matter what I call you, I cannot be mistaken. Do you know why? Because we are Dao companions. Your unique mark is deeply hidden in your soul. Who do you think I am? Could I mistake even this little soul? Even if you're currently in a different body, I can still completely recognize you. In your spiritual palace, the flower belonging to me is still blooming. Of course, this scene was still very sweet, until Sima Zhao's subordinate appeared and reported loudly. The demon generals of the Qi Hun clan, Qi Hun Ji and Qi Hun Yi, have died at Hack Immortal City. It is said that they were harmed by the same culprit named Si Yan. Oh, so that witch is actually here? Master, she is the one who killed the two Qi Hun brothers. Upon hearing this news, Sima Xiao was not only not angry, but also spoke loudly. Good heavens, if she killed them, then she killed them. What is there to make a fuss about? This action really surprised Yin Yan. Before, I felt Sima Xiao was just a crazy pretty boy, sometimes even a bit cute. Not all like what people gossiped about him. Today was truly an eye-opener. But Sima Xiao couldn't let this slide easily. He loudly questioned his woman. Why did you kill those two brothers? Not letting Sima Xiao wonder more, Yin Yan loudly replied, because they killed my best friend, the poor girl Hong La. She was the only person in this world who treated me sincerely for many years, so her departure really broke my heart. Seeing his woman so heartbroken, Sima Xiao felt a bit reluctant and immediately spoke up to comfort her. I also treated you sincerely. It's just that you don't remember me anymore. But it's okay if you don't remember. As long as you are here with me, nothing else matters. But that wouldn't do. Yin Yan still wanted to find her best friend, so she boldly asked Sima Xiao, then, can you help me resurrect Hong La? Sima Xiao naturally agreed to her request. As long as Yin Yan wanted it, Sima Xiao would definitely do it. Moreover, resurrection was just a small matter. If you're still angry, I will kill the entire Qi Hun clan to vent your anger. Is that okay? Oh my god. Hearing Sima Xiao mention that, Yin Yan was terrified. There's really no need to go that far. Actually, if Yin Yan didn't want it, Sima Xiao certainly wouldn't do it. Remembering the past, when he forced Yin Yan to take someone's life, causing her to be traumatized and cry endlessly. Sima Xiao had promised Yin Yan that he would never let her take another life. Yet now she could calmly kill people to avenge her friend. She had truly changed so much. I don't know what Si Tian Lu's group did to my woman to turn her into such a stranger. Alright, you just wait. Sooner or later, I will catch Si Tian Lu and kill him to teach him some manners. Then the next morning arrived, and things had indeed changed. As soon as Yin Yan woke up, she realized her cultivation had truly changed, just as Sima Xiao had said. It had increased to the void refining stage, truly miraculous. Having new abilities, Yin Yan realized, that's right. Before, I felt there was a small space in my spiritual palace, and it was sealed. Because my cultivation was low, I couldn't open it. Alright, since I have such high cultivation today, why don't I try it once? So Yin immediately went to check. It turned out that inside was full of her jewelry and personal items. Yin herself didn't understand why there were so many things inside this precious mirror. After rummaging for a while, Yin felt exhausted. Suddenly, she found something that made her delusional immediately. Is this my old diary? Why did it appear here? Yin curiously opened it, only to find it filled with cheesy love words. Even the feelings between her and Sima Xiao were clearly recorded there, making Yin extremely shy. Not just words of love, but couple rings for the two of them were also prepared by Yin. This made Yin panic even more. These weren't things one could casually give to outsiders, so why did she prepare them in her treasure stash? Just as Yin was panicking and didn't know what to do, Sima Xiao suddenly appeared, making her feel even more embarrassed. Ignoring that his woman was blushing red, Sima Xiao still spoke up to tease her. What is the meaning of these two small rings? They look like items meant to be gifted to me. Let me try wearing one. Surely it will fit my hand perfectly. Sima Xiao immediately put it into practice, making Yin Yin so shy that her face turned as red as a tomato. However, Sima Xiao remained a bit calmer. He gently approached and whispered into Yin Yan's ear, "I know very well that you liked me before, and you still do now. You will rely on me, trust in me, and always be by my side, because you will always be like that, and I will always be like this, so let's never leave each other again." The more Yin Yin heard, the more she couldn't believe her ears. What is this? Am I being confessed to by him? Oh my God, no way, who confesses like that? Ignoring Yin Yan's panic, Sima Xiao innocently wanted to continue searching. While searching, Sima Xiao carelessly said aloud, "I remember you used to say this is a live-streaming mirror. Let me take a look. Do you still remember these familiar things?" Although she was annoyed, this interesting mirror made Yin Yan feel curious. What? A live-streaming mirror? It turns out I lived a happy life before. A single mirror could view all the beautiful scenery of the world. Who could be happier than me? Yin Yan actually felt extremely worried at this moment. She didn't know if her past memories could ever be recalled. Contrary to Yin Yan's worry, Sima Xiao was much calmer. It doesn't matter if you remember or not. It wasn't a very long time, so there isn't anything too important you need to remember. All right, anyway, you have returned now, so life should go back to how it was before. Thus, the two truly returned to each other's side like before. However, when Yin Yin woke up, she felt something was different. Why are there red maple leaves in the East City Forbidden Palace? It seems this isn't the East City. Then where on earth is this place? The more she thought, the angrier Yin Yin felt. That bastard Sima Xiao, always abandoning me and running off to who knows where. Yet Yin could not have expected that while she was dazedly playing with the water on the lake, Sima Xiao was already waiting down below. It turned out this place was the villa with the large kitchen scene in the live-streaming mirror. Oh my God, I didn't expect this great demon king to know how to bring the woman he loves to this place for a vacation. Truly a wonderful boyfriend that shakes the heavens and earth. After enjoying a blissful vacation together, they dined together to nourish their health. However, Sima Xiao was still acting very spoiled at this moment. He would only eat if Yin Yin fed him. But while the two were still having a good time, suddenly a tremor appeared from the sky, startling everyone. Contrary to Yin Yan's expression of regret over the food, the people witnessing outside were extremely gleeful. Ji Wudon, so you finally have your day of reckoning? Although mocked by everyone around, even Yin didn't give him any face and knocked him away immediately for the crime of ruining all her delicious food. Yet Ji Wudon remained very cheerful and innocent. He even loudly introduced himself. "Thank you, sir, for your assistance. I am Ji Wudon, Taoist named Dong Yongzhenren. May I ask who this fellow Taoist is?" But before he could finish speaking, he was terrified by the person in front of him. "Wait, are you my disciple, Ting Yin?" "Oh my God, disciple, didn't you pass away 10 years ago, and then your soul scattered? That year when I heard the bad news, I, your master, felt extremely regretful. I shouldn't have chosen you to go serve." But before he could regret for long, Ji Wudon was terrified when he saw the ancestor. "Oh my God, why is Ting Yan's disciple with this devil? I remember back, then he was the one who single-handedly destroyed Gongxin Immortal Prefecture." Ignoring everyone's confusion, Yin Yin gently approached the ancestor and asked quietly, "Hey Sima Xiao, is that little brother over there really my master from the past?" Even Sima Xiao wasn't clear about this, but he could see that this person truly held no malice toward Yin Yin. Seeing the intimate scene of Yin Yin before his eyes, Ji Wudon was a bit incredulous. Why were the two of them so close to each other? Ignoring that her master was still bewildered, Yin Yin immediately ran over and happily greeted him. "Oh my God, master, I encountered some issues, so I've lost my memory and don't remember clearly who you are anymore. But master, where are you currently cultivating? Who were those people just now? Why were they giving you such a hard time?" Receiving this query from Yin Yin, Ji Wudon didn't know how to answer and could only speak vaguely. "This is originally just an old grudge. I am now at Guyu Nest." "Is that so? I heard Guyu Nest has very beautiful scenery, right?" As she spoke, Sima Xiao moved even closer to Yin Yin, scaring the soul out of Jiwudon. Oh my god, what does this ancestor mean by that? Does he want to come to Gyu Nest too? If he feels unhappy, wouldn't my Gyu Nest end up just like Gungshin Immortal Prefecture back then? Although he didn't really want to, because Yin Yin was overly enthusiastic, Jiwudon didn't know how to refuse. Well, I guess I should think more openly. If the ancestor wants it, even the heavens cannot stop him. Besides, if he holds no malice, then I myself should be a bit more generous, right, my dear self? Today's story episode has ended. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel to support me, so I have the motivation to continue.